You have like an intro music thing?
Dude, no. We're just going to go.
No, we're actually going to collectively sing a song as a group. And that's going to be our intro. What song do you guys want to sing?
All right. Karaoke with it.
I know the national anthem.
Oh. Do you? Do you really?
That's the only song I know by heart.
Dude, are you...
What? That's the only song?
So listen.
I mean, if you said, hey, AJ, sing a song right now without any background music,
Country
I could...
road.
What is that? That's not
What?
West Virginia!
What? Are you freaking kidding me? You ride in West Virginia like every day.
I recognize the West Virginia part. I didn't recognize the first part.
Come on, man. I literally went to Nashville, and I walked the first bar that I walked past, somebody was singing Country Roads, and it was the best thing ever.
Hey, Kip, can you cut me a little slack on this cable?
Oh, my bad.
It's pulling me a little tight.
It's gonna be...
Yeah, you got
Oh, is it?
You're good.
Oh,
So what?
if we are recording, this is the peanut gallery, by the way.
Hey. What's up?
What does that make me?
Peanut gallery.
You're
So this is your podcast, and we're all just enjoying it.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
Kim, you're Mr.
Wonderful.
Peanut Big Guy, dude.
Yeah, this is my studio, guys. So welcome.
Yeah. Well, you like my advertising? Yeah.
6'5".
Yeah, of course it's in the
Yeah,
shot.
so that everyone listening, this is Cam's studio, which is sick, by the way.
Hey, thanks.
I want one of those. So
That says 6'5" Films?
yeah.
No.
Sure.
What
I
would
keep
it say?
hitting everything. I'm trying to get
all
freaking
good,
comfortable over
Stop
here.
moving.
Do what you
You
got.
want to change spots? I'm in a pretty good space.
No.
This has become Kip's
Okay.
podcast.
If I scoot back, am I in the camera shot still?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, Kip's got
Okay.
you.
Kip, please hold my
Spotlight.
mic, please, if I move my head. Move it with me. Thank you.
Peanut gallery. You put out a thing on Instagram at one point recently that said, if I race outdoors. Are you going to race outdoors?
Is that a thing?
No, I'm not.
Gosh
Darn it. Dude, literally,
We were talking about that earlier.
think about the fact that they're doing a race at Loretta's.
I know.
Gets me so excited.
That's one that I would want to do.
Mm-hmm.
If I could choose any, at the beginning I was saying, all right, I'm going to do outdoors. I've said this every year though for the past 3 years. Every year I say it. I'm going to do outdoors this year. I'm actually going to train. Never do.
Why?
Because I don't have time. As soon as Supercross ends in May, that's when my schedule gets most busy. So usually Supercross only guys like a Brayton or somebody like that, they'll usually have a little bit of downtime to do nothing. That's my time when I start doing 3-4 camps a week. And the further we get into summer, the more I'm continuing to book out my summer. So with all this COVID crap going on, and the delay in actually getting the schedule going, I was like, by the time they come out with the outdoor schedule, I'm going to be fully booked for the summer. And I am. There's not a single race that I could make if I wanted to, which is nice because that's my excuse.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm ready. I did a 20-minute moto on the turn track yesterday. Freaking exhausted. I have, you can't see them, but I never get blisters on my hands. I have blister here, and then from the turn track, because it's like 25 seconds long, and I must have done 100 laps around it in 20-minute moto. I have blisters on my pointer fingers from the clutch and the front brake. I've never gotten that in my life.
I've never gotten that either. I actually don't get...
But that's just a sign of soft hands. I mean, and somebody that hasn't been riding, my hands never get blisters normally because I'd be riding a lot and my hands would be tough. But I got those baby soft hands, haven't been riding.
Dude.
Got a blister right on this
The
thing.
fact that they're doing an outdoor race at Loretta's. See, that means nothing to you guys. But that is like...
No, I don't really get the whole hype behind it.
I'm so excited, bro.
So
Like,
it's the biggest amateur national of the year. So they'd have like Loretta's, Mini-O's. There's 4 or 5 or 6 of them every year. Loretta's is like the top of the top. And the cool thing about it is that not just anybody can show up. It's top 7, or you got to qualify to get to a qualifier. Once you get to the regional qualifier, you have to be top 7, I think. And then they take the top 40 guys collectively all over the country into each individual class. So you have the best guys in every class. Always was super hyped up. Like I went there from 2002 to 2010. Peanut gallery. We can hear you.
Yeah,
we have
you can't
mic
whisper.
on you, dude.
Are you talking shit over there?
He's just flexing.
Every time.
I know, he's
The
flexing.
whole time, dude.
He's definitely flexing 100%.
I don't know. Kip was just talking shit about me, I think.
Dude,
He's like,
Wow.
he's falling on his right side.
Thoughts?
What?
See it.
Oh, he's saying I'm bald on my right side? Is that what you
That's
just
what
said?
Kip said, dude.
Oh my god.
No one else can see
man.
it except
Well, the
me.
cameras
Point it
can't see
out.
it. The cameras can only see where I actually have hair left, which is
Are
right
you,
here. Have you ever been to Loretta's?
to race or
Or
to
just
be there?
made just
no.
to be there?
Cam
I
was
wish.
already.
Well, dude, that's why I wanted to go so bad because your EVS guy reached out to me and was like, "Yo, are you gonna be there?" And I was like, "AJ, can I be there?" But
Well,
no.
maybe. I mean, maybe I could still make something work.
dude, it's
finding-
next week.
Oh yeah, it is.
I can't
Oh,
say next
this
week.
week. What day is it today?
Oh yeah, it's in like four. It literally
It's like-
starts on Monday, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no, I can't even. I can't get down there. It's such a
Um,
bummer, dude. I've wanted to go to Loretta's my entire life. Partly because I wanted to race there. Because if you race dirt bikes as a kid, you want to go to Loretta's. I mean, it's the best of the best. But man, I would love to shoot there.
Yeah, I think the Pro National is gonna be cool. I mean,
Yeah, it's the next
every
weekend,
single
I think.
person that will show up and race has raced there growing up as a kid, with the exception of maybe a couple, Fernandez
yeah.
or a couple of the foreign guys.
Fernando.
But even like Roxon, a lot of the. He's your favorite rider, isn't he?
Yeah, I love him.
Fernando.
love him.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
we all know.
Your favorite guy, man.
I like him.
That's nice.
Yeah, I like him a lot actually.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
He seems wonderful.
I like it a lot.
How do I adjust the up and down and get it? I can just kind of maneuver it. I don't want to break it.
Just man it.
Okay.
You'll be fine. It's tight
Alright.
on purpose,
This one
but
doesn't
okay.
move that well.
listen, I don't have the Joe Rogan budget out here, so
Why not?
So we have the Joe Rogan mics, but not the Joe Rogan sticks.
yeah, exactly. Those
Okay.
sticks are $300 a piece.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Wow, that was loud.
That was really loud.
you're making the mic peak over there, dude.
This episode is brought to you by Truly.
Hashtag live truly, dude.
Are these local to Vermont?
No,
No.
dude. I've tagged Truly in every single one of my Instagram posts, and they haven't liked any of them.
Every single one?
Yeah, in the last since I turned 21. Yeah.
They're gonna be the official sparkling seltzer of the NFL or something. You
Oh,
know
really?
how,
They
it's
are?
usually Bud Light
And
This year it's
LBBW.
Truly. And LBBW.
You gotta make those butt patches, dude.
We were talking about putting Truly on our jerseys
Oh my god.
because we don't have real sponsors. So
Maybe I'll try to get sponsored by him.
that would be wonderful.
Yes.
What's
They're
your
pretty good.
What's your Lulu situation?
Oh, the guy actually did finally get back to me. Thank God.
And he has a card for Cam.
So apparently right now they're not
Is this
doing a card situation again.
frick.
He's just gonna send me a bunch of stuff, and then he's gonna wait, and then we're gonna move forward. Apparently Lululemon just acquired Mirror. Have you heard of Mirror?
No.
It's the
He
workout
looks
thing.
at me.
Well, you know Lulu. Look at what you're wearing.
It's
Oh, Lulu.
You're probably wearing Lulu underwear right
it's
now.
the work.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
am. I got Lulu boxers on, Lulu socks, and shorts.
Good lord.
So everything but my shirt. Oh, nice. They just acquired Mirror, which is it's the workout thing where you look into a mirror, but it's an actual
I
video
actually know
playing,
what you're
but you can see yourself.
See, that's why I looked at
It
you.
tells you what to do because it watches you, and then you can see yourself doing it.
Yeah, they just
What?
acquired it for 500 million. Apparently.
Holy
yeah.
crap!
It's weird.
So they're all, I'm sure, very busy with that and trying to fill Matt's position if they're going to fill it. So I don't know. It was cool that he got back to me. I thought for sure that they were just going to say see ya.
Drop
Because
it.
a lot of these relationships or sponsorships that I have are based just on one relationship with one person.
Yeah.
So as soon as that one person goes to a different company, I'm effed.
Well, I hope when they see this podcast, they don't want to drop you again. But it's fine. I'll send you my size.
Oh man, Lululemon was one of those where I think it was 2016. And it was before it was cool for guys, or it was just becoming cool for guys to wear it. But in the moto industry, everyone was like, "Oh, it's girls' yoga pants."
Dude, Lulu's the best.
But
stuff
I've always
ever.
dressed kind of I've
Really?
worn tight stuff and I don't know,
Where
not
you going with
fancy,
this?
but
It's totally for
I've
girls,
always
but I've
been
always
feminine at
worn
the
I guess I dress like a city boy would. Where in
Oh, yeah,
motocross,
yeah,
a lot of the guys don't dress that way.
understood.
So I always like fashion. I like that nice stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear crappy socks. I don't want to wear crappy boxers. I don't want to wear crappy shorts, t-shirts.
This is what I always tell people. I am so, in case you couldn't notice by this room, I'm totally not a minimalist. But what I love about
He wants to
minimalism,
be a
I want to be a
minimalist
minimalist
very
really
bad.
bad. I'm literally,
about it all the time.
talking about moving into a van. and like living in a van.
It's like my buddy
What?
down.
No, he wants to move into a van where he can park it inside
garage.
of a warehouse.
Yeah, and then have all the dirt bikes in the studio. It's a flawless project. So, but to go on film trips to have a van would be sick. Anyway, what I love about minimalism is they're like, you don't have many things, but everything that you have is super nice.
Okay.
One day, I'm going to only have Lulu clothes, but not many of them.
And a Mercedes Sprinter.
See,
3 pairs of
I like that. I wouldn't say I'm a minimalist, but I'm definitely guilty of wanting the best things. But
What's wrong with that?
there's no, in some situations you will overpay for something that's not worth it. I can't think of an example off the top of my head. But in other situations, you are legitimately getting a much better product.
Yeah, for the most part.
If you, I'm trying to think of a good or a bad example. I mean, you buy a Lululemon shirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's a better shirt than if you went to Walmart and bought a Hanes t-shirt. It is a better shirt.
Yeah.
I wear them every day at work. Every day at work, I sweat a ton. It doesn't smell that bad, though.
If
And a
you-
Lulu or in a Hanes?
No, Lulu. Everything. It
Well, no,
just
they're the
doesn't-
best.
If
I mean,
you-
they're $80 shirts, though.
Yeah, if you go and buy
I think
a
it's,
$100,000
actually.
Audi versus a
What'd you just say?
Audi,
Audi.
Audi,
I think it's Audi.
Audi.
Whatever.
Have you said
Audi?
that your whole life?
I say
Audi?
it different every time I say Audi.
Oh.
Hey, what are those things that you use at grocery stores to get money off of?
I'm confused by this.
To get money off.
It's a little slip of paper. You get them, and you can use.
A receipt,
No. You can use them to get money
a
off.
coupon,
Coupon. Okay.
How do you say it?
I'm a coupon guy.
a coupon, like a
Coupon.
Q-tip.
Coupon?
Yeah, like coupon. What's the U there if it's gonna be coupon?
Is it crayon or crayon?
Q-A-W-N?
Crayon.
Coupon?
Crayon.
Coupon.
Coupon.
Coupon or coupon?
Yeah.
Pillow or pillow?
Oh, you know,
Oh,
I say the word towel weird.
Towel?
towel?
Huh?
What was that?
Towel.
Towel? Four of the letters.
I can't say.
Towel?
It's so hard for me to pronounce. What? Towel?
Towel.
Yeah.
Yeah, towel.
Wool.
Towel.
Towel.
T-O-W.
What about
That's
jewelry?
Southern, dude.
Towel.
What?
Jewelry.
Jewel. That's a tough one for me too. Jewelry.
Yeah, brewery.
Yeah.
Brewery.
Brewery.
Nobody
Towel.
pronounces that.
Towel.
Towel.
It's like Toll.
Oh, good lord. I feel like we were talking about something like minimalism before we got here.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're here.
Yes.
Whatever.
Man.
I want to be sponsored by Lulu one day.
It's
Doing
a-
what?
I don't care.
How did you get sponsored by them? Did you reach out?
Oh,
or did
this
they-
is actually an interesting story. I sent an email to info@lululemon.com
You've got to be kidding me.
expecting.
I'm gonna do this.
Bro,
Dude,
you gotta
that's
do it.
it.
You
I
gotta
sent
try
my
it.
job application to them and they never got back.
Yeah, no one ever gets back to you when you send it to info at anything. So I sent it, obviously expecting it to just be lost in the ether, and sure enough, right away I get a response saying, "Hey Jay, we're forwarding this to our global athlete manager Matt. I think he'd be interested in your story." I was like, "Oh, this
What was
is
your
cool."
story? Did you
I
do
just
some
told him
sad
that I was
story?
just I told him that in the war there's a bunch of stuff happening. I think just the fact that I was a moto guy.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And it turned out that the global athlete manager Matt, his background was motocross and downhill mountain biking.
Oh, frick yeah, dude.
And he didn't have any moto athletes at this time. So Matt emails me right away. We set up a phone call. We hop on the phone. We talk for like 2 hours. He's from New Zealand. Everyone from New Zealand is super cool. He lives in Vancouver.
I'd love to go to New Zealand.
And we just start shooting the shit about dirt bikes and mountain biking. And he's like, yeah, honestly, the sponsorship will be based on our relationship and just kind of you being out in the environment, in the community, going on road bike rides with people in your town, going to yoga, going to the gym, wearing it on track walk, whatever, and that's that. We don't want you to post. We don't want you to do anything. I was like, oh, well, okay, that's easy.
That's sick.
Just be comfortable.
Wait, so do you wear it to
And then-
yoga?
You do
Yeah,
yoga.
I've been slacking. I don't do it a lot recently.
yoga?
with
Yeah, you
the-
into hot yoga?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's considered like hot, like is all hot yoga Bikram? Or what?
I don't know.
You guys don't know?
Hot yoga,
I
don't
just
know
thought it
about
was like
yoga.
super hot in the room. You're doing yoga.
The one I do it in,
Yeah.
it's like 105. So I don't know if it's considered
That's
hot
hot.
yoga, but it's
That's
definitely
hot.
hot.
That's like hot.
That's
tub.
hot
That's
yoga.
hot yoga.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, it's hot. Yep.
Yikes.
But
He was like, yeah, I went on a road bike ride at few months ago.
It was actually a few months ago.
Still sore.
Still sore.
Dude, road bikes are rough out in these Vermont roads, dude.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
A little more.
Hey, actually, well,
A little more hills.
it
than
works.
one.
What Truly are you on?
This is 3.
Oh, congrats, man.
Thank you. This is getting wild for me. I had one before you got
It
here
gets
This is
crazy.
getting wild.
because you took
I wish I
forever to
didn't
get
have
here.
class in the morning. It's 10:30. I gotta be up.
You'll be
You know?
fine.
Nah,
I have a shoot.
I'm gonna pull an
First
all-nighter
thing
before the
tomorrow,
class and
too,
see
so-
how I do.
Heck yeah.
I'm not there with you.
I got work tomorrow, but it's fine.
I have
What time do you have to shoot?
I have a well, it's not even early. I think 10.
Kim's always like, man, I got things to do, and then like sleep till 11:30.
I've got to get up in the
Man.
morning.
Sends us
What time you got to get up?
YouTubes
Like 9:30.
I have noticed that the older I get, the earlier I naturally wake up, no matter what time I go to sleep.
How old are you?
20. I don't even like to say it. It's painful for me to say it out loud. 27.
Dub it in with this.
Whoa.
Sorry, you're not.
Whoa.
I just
How old are
turned
you?
20 I just turned 23, and I feel
I'm
old.
22.
22.
21.
Man,
Yep.
bunch of babies.
You're an old man, AJ.
Yeah. Yeah, and no matter what time I go to bed, like I'll wake up at 7:30 with no alarm. Where if I went to bed at 1, 5 years ago, I would have woken up at like 10:30. I can't sleep
Heck
past
no.
7:30 no matter what time I go to bed
I
now.
have never been able to sleep past 7:30. Ever.
I can sleep past
But-
7:30 every
Right.
day.
I wake up at
'Cause you don't have a
7:30.
schedule, really.
Well, it's
How many
loose.
hours of sleep do you get a night?
I have to get 8.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But I typically wake up at 8, so I can go to bed at midnight and be fine.
Yeah. So I wake up at like 6:37,
Mhm.
but I'm in bed at 7:45, sleeping
Whoa.
by 8:30.
That's so early.
Yeah. So I'm
Wow.
getting 10 to
7:45.
I'm getting 10, 11
That's
hours a
usually
night.
That's what time my wife goes to bed. Like she gets up at 4 in the morning.
Right. So Allie and I go to bed at the same time, but she wakes up an hour and a half before I do. She still gets a ton of sleep, but I'm getting like ridiculous amounts of sleep.
That's
I get over 10 hours every night.
I go to bed around 10:30, 11. Get up at 5:30.
That's still, I mean, that's decent sleep. There's people out there that are functioning on, they're not really functioning that well though, and they might think they are. Off
4
of,
hours.
yeah,
Well, so dude,
4 hours,
this
5
is
hours.
This
That's
is
not
what
good.
killed me in high school. In high school, I was listening to all these millionaires being like, if you want to win the world, you have to sleep no more than 4 hours a night. And in high school, I was addicted to caffeine and all this crap. So I was never sleeping. Dude, you're so much more productive if you sleep for 8 hours. Like that whole thing
Well,
is so
yeah.
fake. Like everybody's like, oh, if you want to make it in the world, you can only sleep 4 hours a night, and then
Yeah. I listened to this Joe Rogan podcast with this guy that was a sleep expert or something. And ever since I've heard that, I was always pretty good about my sleep. But now I'm like, if I don't get my 7.5 hours, forget it. Might as well throw my day out the window.
yeah, exactly.
Like, I wake up the next morning and it feels like I have a hangover.
Yeah.
If I get 6 hours and 45 minutes, I have to have 8 or more. Most people are like 7 or more. I'm for sure I got to get 8.
You started talking
Sweet.
about hangover, and then you said 8 or more, and I was like, you have 8 drinks? My mind just went to
No, to get an actual hangover, probably 2.5 Trulies would do it.
the morning
I
after
totally
the
don't
last
doubt
time
that.
you were here. You were feeling it? Because you had
Oh,
3 that night.
Probably. I don't drink often. I mean, I probably drinking,
I don't know.
Drank.
drank,
Drank
them.
Drunk real good.
Maybe 3 days since then, and that was a month ago.
Sorry.
Oh
Right.
wow. No, it was.
What
was
I
it more
have
than a
been-
month ago? I don't know.
I've been getting these. So listen to this. This is funny.
Okay.
We're all in.
So in why?
we have nothing else to
So
We have nothing
So,
on the list to talk about.
in Washington D.C., marijuana is recreationally legal
do. Mm-hmm.
to
Oh, I have a story after this.
Oh, yeah.
to own,
Yeah.
to have.
Right.
You could have. I don't know how much you could have. You have plenty,
Possess.
more than enough. You could possess a lot of it. You can gift it, but you can't buy it or sell it. So
How the
they
heck?
have websites
give
set
me
up,
money and I'll buy
but they
it
don't
for
have,
you.
and you're not allowed to have storefronts either. So they have websites set up, and then you go on the website, you can browse through their menu, and then they have suggested donation prices, is what they call it. And then you have to text the number, which I was like, oh, this is a little weird. Okay, text the number. By the way, I don't smoke. I barely drink. But I was just like, this would be funny just to get like a gummy or like a brownie or something, just to munch on and just like see what happens. I don't know. And
you're getting 27. That's your quarterly life crisis.
Yeah, I was like, or maybe like on an off day where I just want to veg out and do nothing. It'd be a great way to just like do nothing. But then it says text this number. I'm like, oh, okay. So I text the number. And then it had me send a picture of my ID, and I was like, all right, this is still a little weird. And then they go, all right, well, this is our address. And they gave me the address, and it was a Fairmont hotel. And I'm like, I'm going to a hotel? And they're like, yeah,
drug dealer.
They go, text this when you get here, and we'll give you the room number. And I'm like, Lord. What the heck? So I didn't tell Allie until I got there, and then I called Allie when I got there. I'm like, listen, I'm going to share my location with you. Just be safe. Because this is a little weird, but I think it's legit. I mean, the Fairmont's a really nice hotel. I'm like, I think this seems like fairly legit. It's just a little odd. So I get there and I text them, and then they text me, all right, we're in room 610. Come up to the 6th floor. Pretend you're a guest of the hotel. I don't know, 20 maybe.
We don't have a 6th floor building in Vermont.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we don't.
You can't legally build one that tall, right?
Yep. Continue.
Wow, such a weird Vermont thing.
Gotta stay under the trees.
And he goes, knock discreetly. And I'm like, what the knock discreetly? So I knock lightly, and then a guy with like, he's all Gucci'd out answers the door. And then I walk in, and there's an attractive Asian girl in there sitting like way off in the corner, all designered out. Like she's just wearing all Saint Laurent, or she had something on. And then everything's just laid out. And there's Rice Krispie treats. There's brownies, there's little gummy bears, there's a nerd rope, which this nerd rope is 400 milligrams, which for somebody that doesn't do it ever or like not frequently, 400 milligrams would like comatose you. If I had 400 milligrams, I would go into a mini coma. Like I would not function for 48 hours.
Like 40 milligrams is enough to get you where you want to be.
Yeah, that's more than enough. And I have another story to go with that in a second. For me, 10 milligrams seems to be the ticket. It's plenty. 10 milligrams is plenty. So like you got this nerd rope, and then to portion it, you have to eat 1/40th of this nerd rope, which is a millimeter of it. Like you gotta barely get that thing in your teeth and rip off the tiniest piece, or else you'll have way too much. But so I walk in, I see all this stuff sitting there, and I had $100. I was like, well, I'll just whatever $100 gets me. So I got one of each thing. It was actually pretty fairly priced, and I'm like, this will last me months, because it was 700-800 milligrams worth. If I'm taking 10 milligrams like once a week, twice a week, like this will last me forever. So I went and got it, and now I'm just like freaking loving this stuff. It's bad. I tell you what though, it functions for me like I would imagine Adderall would function for the normal person, in that I'm very productive and creative.
I understand the creative part, because your mind's probably
creative for sure, but I'm also very productive, because every time I wake up on a day that I have off, and I'm like, oh, you know what, like 9 or 10, I'm going to take 10 milligrams of this little nerd rope action and just relax, ice my legs, put my legs up, like catch up on emails or website stuff. And then as soon as I take it, an hour and a half, and that's the tricky thing too, is you got to wait hour and a half. Like you start feeling it hour 15, hour and a half. And then it'll reach its full peak at like 4 hours. And then it'll keep going for like 6-7 hours. Like
holy crap!
Yeah.
Seriously?
Oh, it keeps rolling. And with an hour and a half, as soon as it kicks off, I'm like calling my buddy. I'm like, all right, we're going on a road bike ride. Or I go to the gym. Like my days just starts getting crazy. But the problem is, my perceived effort on these little weed gummies or nerd rope or whatever it is so drastic one way or the other. If I start this road bike ride and I'm like, oh man, I'm freaking feeling it today. I'll like rip through that road bike ride like none other. 40 miles will go by and I won't break a sweat, and I'll be pulling my buddy the whole way and like not even breathing heavy. But if I start pedaling and I go, oh man, like this is tough. Like it's a little hot. All of a sudden I'll be dying. I've had to turn around multiple times.
Oh wow.
Like quick.
So
Like I
weird.
started my road bike ride like a mile in, and I have all my data on my little screen. I was putting out like 120 watts, which is nothing. My legs spinning over the pedals would do 120 watts. And I was at like 165 heart rate and about to explode, and I had to just turn around.
Wow.
Because I started having like a mini panic attack, and then my heart rate was going up, and then I thought I was getting hot. So anyway, about the 40 milligram thing. I was in Denver a couple years ago for Supercross, which it's recreationally legal in Denver as well.
They were first, weren't they?
Yeah, Colorado was first.
Yeah. And whoever I was with, my mechanic and a couple buddies, and Allie was there actually at that time too. We're like, oh, let's go into the dispensary and just get some, like, I don't know, maybe it was gummies. It was something. I'm like, let's go just do it and just see what happens. So we go in and we get a pack of, it's separated by 10 milligram. I think it was gummies. It was something. And we each take one, and then 10 minutes later, I'm like, you know what? I don't feel it yet. This is like my first time ever doing it. I'm going to have another just for the heck of it. So I take another. They're only 10 milligrams each, but this is 10 milligrams, keep in mind, is plenty. So now I've had two. And
They taste good?
Delicious.
Dude, that's like the vitamin C or D gummies.
Yes.
The orange ones. Oh, you could just pound them.
Yeah. I'm trying to think
But
what
those
these
don't get you
were.
high.
These
No,
were like,
no.
shoot, they were Sour Patch Kids maybe. They were something. You could not taste any marijuana in them whatsoever. So then I have two, and then I wait like a half hour, 45 minutes. But then there was 4 left in the package, and there was nobody left that needed one. And I was like,
Throw 'em back.
you know what? And I said this out loud. I go, what's the worst that can happen? You can't overdose on weed, so let me just see what'll happen. And I eat all 4.
So what, you're at 60 now?
Yep. And now, which for some people may be nothing. I mean, everybody takes it differently. For me, in this occasion, 60 was 100 times too many. And at this point now, my mechanic goes home. I think Dave Drake's one of my buddies was with me. He goes back to his hotel. It's just Allie and I at this point. We go to dinner. Allie and I are sitting at dinner. I'm sitting across the table from her, and all of a sudden I start staring at the wall, and then it just hits me like a ton of bricks. All of a sudden, and I can like almost get myself back to that. This was very scary. I'm looking at the wall, and I go, oh man, my heart's really beating fast. And then as soon as I had that thought, I'm like, oh man, I can't get my breath back. My heart's really beating fast. I'm like, oh my God, I can't breathe. And I'm not talking out loud, but I'm having these thoughts. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have a heart attack. I was so freaked out, and every thought that I was having was so extreme that I thought I was going to self-induce a heart attack. And then all of a sudden I'd be like, all right, you can snap out of it. And I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I'm like, all right, I'm good. And then I'd be like, oh, no, I'm not good. I'm like, and then I would start thinking about something else bad. I would be like, oh my God, like, oh, I'm sweating so much. Who's looking at me? It was like paranoia to the extreme.
And then the waitress comes up, and you're like, I haven't even looked at the menu.
No, I don't think we had food. I don't think we even ate. But then what happened was Allie looked at me and she goes, AJ, are you all right? You don't look good.
Oh, that's
and
even
then
worse.
I was like,
Oh, no.
what do you mean I don't look good? I'm like, dude, is this obvious? I thought it was just like I was just being a little bit of a space cadet, but apparently I looked like flushed out and like not good. And I'm like, we gotta go. You have to get me back to the hotel room right now. And I think our hotel room was right there. Mm-hmm. It just felt that walk. 12 hours. It felt like a marathon of like, it was terrible. It was really terrible. And for a while after that, I was terrified to do any type of edible. You just got to be smart about it. Most people are like, don't realize that it takes that long. What I'll do is I'll just have a little nibble of this nerd rope, and then I'll just look at my phone. I'll be like, all right, it's 7:00. So then I know when I look at my phone at like 8:30, I'm like, okay, any minute now. Just embarrassing myself.
You just sit down and just stare at a wall until it goes.
I don't know if because everybody always asks me this. I don't know if we get tested, like in Supercross. We get tested, but I don't know if we get tested for marijuana.
It's just random, right?
Because it stays in your system for a while. Like if I
Like a
had
month.
a month,
For sure, it's
No,
like
Yeah, it's pretty
it's
long.
like 15 days, I think.
Yeah.
I think they
It's a
say a
lot.
month to scare you, and then it's like actually 2 weeks.
You can
Oh,
piss it
okay.
out in 2 weeks, but they can take your hair and it'll still be there for like a
oh,
month.
I wonder if that's different with an edible as opposed to smoking. If one is,
I have no
I think
idea.
it's just the THC, your THC receptors will hold on to it.
Hmm.
for that
You
long.
guys just get randomly tested, right?
I've never been tested.
Well, wouldn't it be more for like performance enhancing stuff?
That's what you would think. I'm pretty sure they don't care if you have marijuana in your
You would
system.
think
Yeah.
so.
I don't think that's
Especially
what they're
now,
looking for. I
people are
think
taking it
The amount of people who
just to
smoke or
sleep.
just do
Yeah.
it in
Like-
general.
I bet you they tested Tomac after he just won the championship.
Oh, they test those guys regularly, and then there's guys that are on a
Mhm.
list that get tested randomly. That'll just be like at dinner one night in their hometown, and all of a sudden somebody will show up.
Pee in this cup?
Yep.
Seriously?
Yep.
Wow.
Do they like target people?
Yeah, Dean
specifically?
Wilson told me that he got on some type of list. Not
he-
for any reason. It just random. Maybe they just pick a couple random top guys for that year, and then it could just be at any random time, and they'll
That's
just
really
yank you
weird.
aside. Hmm. But I've never been tested, so
Interesting.
yeah, I'm cheating, obviously.
Yeah, apparently. What kind of performance? Well, isn't that what happened to Brock Tickle?
Yeah, and
Wasn't his bogus?
That wasn't weed. That was from.
No.
No, I thought it was something like in a supplement that he.
who knows? I don't know what his was. I know that James Stewart's and Kate Clayson's were Adderall,
Oh, seriously?
which is legal if you have a TUE, which is therapeutic use exemption. But if you don't have that, they'll screw you, which they screwed both those guys. And then Brock Tickle was something else, dive something hex.
I have no
Wasn't
idea.
his like performance enhancing?
Technically-
not like a one that does something. It was just something like super minor, but
From what they made it seem like, it very, very, very minor. And
Yeah.
I don't know if a guy like that is. I mean, at the time was training with Alden Baker, and
Yeah.
yeah.
you would think that most of what he's taking in, they know what's in it. But I guess sometimes I don't
I mean, he's probably on
know.
the same like diet and supplement.
Is all the
As all the
Webb
guys,
and Muskin and all those guys. I think it's baloney though. The problem is it needs to be. They need to do the tests, and then the AMA needs to be the ones who make the what's the word I'm looking for? Penalty.
Hmm.
The problem is AMA has no control. Once they hand it over to WADA doesn't give a crap about supercross riders. They care about like the Olympics and
Right.
the Tour de France. So when somebody tests negative or when somebody tests positive for a performance enhancing drug,
They just go off on it.
and they take their dang time. Like the problem is they don't handle it
Oh,
quickly.
yeah.
They were waiting months and months and months to even return emails to these guys. Never
Brock
mind.
Tickle was like a year, wasn't it? Or something.
It
just
went on forever, and
ludicrous?
his went quicker than any of the other guys.
Oh wow.
Kate Clayson lost out on 2 full years of racing. I'm pretty sure. That's insane.
Yeah,
For
that's
most people,
crazy.
that would end a career.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of it's scary.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Mm.
That's seriously a bummer.
So you're dirt bikeless.
Dirt bike list.
Dirt bikeless.
I have one.
Never ridden
coming.
one.
Dirt bike.
But
list.
it's-
Nah, Aaron's
Have you,
ridden one.
so you've officially ordered yours?
Yeah, I put a deposit down. As soon
Oh.
as it's here, they're gonna build it.
Oh,
It's
good.
mine.
And
Dude.
you're waiting.
It's supposed to come the 25th of August.
His.
Yeah.
Now,
27th is when we're supposed to go to New Hampshire.
Oh,
with it.
yeah, yeah.
So,
And you're waiting. Correct.
well, now I have an offer on the table that I'm probably going to take. In which case, I need to see how quick I can get one.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the big debate was 2021 Cowie 250F
Or Yamaha.
or Yamaha 250F.
I bleed green though.
Yeah,
That's the
both
tough
good
part.
options.
I've always had a Kawasaki,
Both good options.
and I hate these
After
noobs when they say Blue
after the
Crew.
history of years past, what bike would you go with? So from 2020 and previous, what
Basing
bike
it
would you go with?
just on past years, for a 250F, I would pick a Yamaha.
That's right.
But for the 2021, the Cowie looks pretty sweet.
Dude, electric start, hydraulic clutch. All I wanted was an electric start.
Yeah, but electric start doesn't do anything. That's just electric start.
Oh, but
Yeah,
it's super convenient.
That does a lot, dude.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
does
but
a lot for me.
that only changes the bike because you can start it quicker.
Yeah,
You don't have to kick it.
Oh, it just-
that's exactly what it does.
When
You don't,
once
have,
you,
you don't have to
Now it's
edit your videos so it looks like it's one kick.
oh my
You know
god!
he did
does
that?
happen.
Whenever he just kicks it once and it starts,
It's
that's
like
an edit.
19
That's an
times.
edit.
Every time.
It's cut because he has to do it at least.
Oh,
5
but
or
that
6 more
sucks,
times.
dude. Once you get an electric start and ride with one for like a extended period of time, getting on a bike that has a Kickstarter feels like a joke. You're like, what is this thing?
Yeah, I know. It's like, I
It
get
actually gets me mad when I get on students' bikes and I have to kick it. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Come on.
Get me on something else here. But
Limit
two-stroke's
down.
different because a two-stroke I
They
can
go.
I
Yeah,
can
that's
kick over
go
with my
real quick,
hand.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
first
when
time.
you get
Yeah.
on like an old 450 that
Yeah.
you got to kickstart, it feels like barbaric.
Shoots
It's like
your
what?
knee up into your hand.
Dude, our buddy's 450 will bite your hand off, dude.
I've
It'll
had-
just
Well, almost
throw your
did.
foot
I've
into
seen
your
multiple
hand.
people break their legs kicking a 450.
I believe it.
Yeah, without boots on.
Cam's like, I'm not.
I
doing
believe
Have you
it.
seen it kick back
I'm
when
not
he was
doing
trying to
it.
kick
Oh,
it?
yes.
It's gnarly, dude.
It
It
is like
shot his leg up, hit his hand off. His foot, like,
It
hit
is
the handle.
gnarly, dude.
yeah.
That-
It like
They
What
just-
launches
on
your leg.
Kenyon's
On
450?
Canyon's bike, yeah. His
Yeah.
bike will bite you. I like started kicking it with my hand behind my back just so it wouldn't hit it. Literally.
Oh, that's funny that it would come up and hit your hand. That's not even what I would have thought. Just
Well, no, literally my toe hit my fingers on my bar. Yeah, because it just shot it. So
Yeah.
it was crazy. But also, it made me feel really good when we were at Bogey Bros. And you said that bike was almost unrideable because it was so fast. Made me feel great because I felt the same way.
oh yeah,
The thing is like insane.
yeah.
But-
That's the tough thing about the good on the new Yamaha 450s. They have such a good tuning process that you can. I'm actually racing one Sunday at NHMX, so I'm borrowing. You met Rob, tall guy. At
yeah.
class,
Yeah, yeah.
right? They were
He's
there.
He's got the son who
His son
rides.
Aiden has a YZ 450, so I'll race his bike.
What are you racing?
The pro class at NESC, which is stacked. I'm gonna get smoked.
Who's there?
Tyler Stepik
Oh,
was
yeah,
there
yeah.
that day.
you doing
Chris
Sunday?
Canning.
Dude, right after we met Tyler, like after that, he had a video on Instagram go like everywhere.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you saw that, but
Was it a crash or was it?
no, he was
Was it
just
him
flying.
railing a turn?
He was
just
like railing a
remember-
corner and then he did a gnarly scrub off a table,
Mhm.
and it was like everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
It was in
like
my
a-
Explorer feed.
Was
for
it
like
a
a week.
crappy like iPhone video?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but he was flying.
Yeah, he
He's
was
so
moving.
fast.
he was moving.
He has some of the best corner speed I've ever seen in my entire life.
He's racing outdoors, right?
He was going to, but now the schedule's so jacked up, he's going to do 1 or 2, and then he's focusing on the NESC stuff.
Really?
And this NESC, it's no joke. There's 10 to 12 guys that are like very, very high level. If they went to a Southwick National, they could qualify or be very close to qualifying, which is a pretty big deal. Most local districts you would go to, and there's either nobody fast or maybe one fast guy. NESC, there's a whole gate of pro class guys. I think last one I did was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I showed up. I think I got 4th or 5th straight up. Like I thought I rode decent. I didn't get terrible starts. I just got 4th or 5th at a
Is
local
it like
race.
all the privateer guys who would show up at the Pro National?
Yeah.
Or,
Yep. Yeah, and that's the when you go to Southwick, Unadilla, Budds Creek. Those are always the nationals where you see the biggest privateer presence, like actually getting into the top 40.
Yeah.
Because for whatever reason, New England area just NESC specifically breeds like just some fast guys. At least in my time, it did. It still does.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I got to go race that Yamaha on Sunday, and I have a map that I know I love because I rode one of my students' Yamahas down
Yeah.
at Tomahawk. So he sent me the map, and then I just can type it in.
That's one of the things that the Yamaha has over the Cowie is just like the app, but all that stuff. I mean, Cowie has like the couplers. I think that's
The
it still,
couplers,
right?
I don't notice the difference.
I've never tried them. I got so excited about them when I bought my bike new.
Don't even notice the difference.
I lost them.
If you hop on a KTM and you hit the TC button for the traction control, it is a different motorcycle. It's like a 250F compared to a 450. It's
Yeah.
insane. If you change the mapping, there's cables running everywhere.
Yeah, I know. It's
If you
mess
change
over
the
there.
mapping on the 450, like if you type in the one that I'm going to put into that thing for Sunday, it's a totally different motorcycle.
That's
completely
whack.
different. The power off the bottom compared to Kenyon's 450, whatever year that one is,
Yeah.
is so controllable. That bike, like you would get on the gas and it was, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you would
gone.
hit a bump and the thing was like
Yeah.
yanking you off of it.
Is the 250 the same way?
The 250 it's one of the faster 250s, but no, it's not like that at all. You can really ride that thing hard, and it's pretty easy to hold on to.
So what do
I'm
I
excited
do?
to get on that.
Do I get a Yamaha or a Kawasaki? I've only
gotta
owned
get a
Kawasaki's.
If you're trying to buy a bike for the 27th, then go with the Kawasaki because that's probably what you're going to be able to get. But if you want to wait, then you're just going to be bikeless. Unless I get mine, and then you can ride mine.
What's important is that you have a bike for
or we
the
can
13th.
bang Josh's, as you would say.
I think both would be really good options. I'm racing, I believe this coming year, 2021, I'm going to do 250 West Coast and then 450 East.
What?
Yeah. I haven't raced the 250 in a while, but
Wait, why?
Wait for what?
Supercross.
Wait, why?
I just want to build some confidence on the 250. What usually happens is like, well, especially going in these past 2 seasons without having ridden beforehand and just showing up, the 450 kills my confidence because the first couple rounds, like, it is so ridiculously stacked.
Just everyone's going.
Well, the 450 class right now is
It's always stacked.
Unreal.
But when it's just hard to start the season at a low like that and then to try to like kind of dig yourself out of a hole.
Yeah.
The last year I did 250s, which was 2017. I went into that season pretty unprepared too, but I was good enough to just on the 250s make main events right away. So I made main event at A1, and then like getting the seat time of a main event, 15 plus one lap in the 250 and 20, solid.
That's so
What number is that
loud.
for you?
7.
Jeez.
But that's since 4 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
It's
Still.
what, 11.
7. Good
10:59.
grief, man. Sorry.
That's in 7 hours.
I hope that Kawai's good because that's what I'm going to be on.
Yeah.
I'm going to ride it to make sure that it's a good decision before I commit to going that route. So I'll probably ride one next month at some point just to be sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the plan. So my Supercross
Maybe it'll be mine.
Yeah.
Wait, are you going to have one?
Have what?
A 250?
I personally won't, but the team will that I will ride.
I was going to say,
Why?
you may have a friend who needs one.
Oh. I'll have a Kawi 450 that you can buy like
Buy?
next week.
Buy?
Yeah.
What do you mean buy?
Do you want a Kawi 450 instead of a...
Like yours, the one that you ride right now?
Yeah.
Why are you selling it?
Because I'll get a 21.
Dude,
Wait,
how much?
So I didn't.
$5
hear,
grand.
20 grand.
I didn't hear
5?
what you said. So
What
you
year
were
is it? It's a
racing
2020?
250 what? 250 East and 450 West.
250 West, so I start the season 250 and then 450 East.
And what bikes are you going to be riding each one?
Kawi.
Yeah. Okay.
So wait.
I just want.
Is it 2020?
19.
What's done to it?
But I got it in 20 as a leftover.
Yeah.
FMF exhaust.
You ride a mostly
and
stock bike?
suspension. Yeah, because that's it. That's all I have on it.
Huh.
Tie foot pegs. A seat with ribs on it.
Okay.
And a 51 tooth rear sprocket instead of a 50.
Let me think about it.
Because what I do is I always
$5
keep
grand, bro.
I keep my bikes in circulation, so one they
I
don't
can
get
afford it. That's the big piece.
they don't get too beat up. I buy them for so cheap when I do buy them that I can ride them for a little bit and then sell them for very, very cheap to sell them quick and then not lose any money.
You have to buy your bikes?
Yeah, but 2 years ago they've gotten progressively more expensive, like a lot more expensive. But the first year that I started buying my bikes was maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I would buy them from the dealership for $5,000, and then I would get a $1,500 Kawi rebate, which is as good as cash. You can go to ATM and get cash with it if you wanted. So I was buying new 450s for $3,500.
What the heck, dude?
Yeah.
Dang.
So I bought 2 or 3. I
Wait,
buy
so
it for a
you
little
can
bit.
buy my 250 for how much?
Well, that's the thing is like, for whatever reason, that year they were crazy cheap, and then
Crazy
the
cheap,
next
yeah.
year, I want to say I bought the one I'm riding now for, I think probably $6,200.
Yeah.
And then I got like a $1,200 or $1,500 calorie rebate, so it puts me right at like $5,000.
Yeah.
So
Which
So
is
you're
great
not losing
for a
money.
new bike. No,
Basically.
that's the goal. Is just keep
You should
them
be
in
able to
rotation
sell a 2019 for $5,000 easy.
all day
you
long.
would think,
And then,
yeah.
not to toot my own horn, but even just saying that it's my bike is a selling point to some
Sure.
people. Maybe
Yeah.
to some people,
Yeah,
it's,
probably.
some people think, oh, well, it's a pro's bike. I don't want to ride that. He's going to beat up on it. I ride a bike very, very gentle. But
Yeah.
I'd say the majority of people are excited to have like a
I would say
supercross
so.
bike.
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
But my bikes are all super well maintained. I mean, I ride it for 4 or 5 hours, and then my mechanic is taking it down to the frame and going through everything. And
Yeah, that's legit.
Yeah, so it's always good. I'm looking forward to. It's been a while since I've raced the 250 though. That'd be fun. Like to be able to actually get arm pump and then to continue going without fearing for my life.
Yeah.
Every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
When I get
Real true story.
when I get arm pump in my 450, forget about it.
Yeah.
It is the scariest thing ever. I was telling somebody, because we were doing all corner track stuff yesterday, the day before. I start with one finger, both pointer fingers. As I get worse and worse arm pump, that turns into 2. Sometimes it's middle finger, so I get a little more leverage, and then I'll go to 3. This is when I'm getting real desperate. I'll go to the 3 outside fingers, and then when it's game over, 4 fingers.
What?
And you're barely
That bad?
Because my arms will get so pumped up that my fingers work so sluggishly slow, and there's like no power to them that I just have to like squeeze.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So dude, you
imagine
had
riding Supercross like that. And
Yeah.
then I'm trying to like be precise and do a freaking triple in a
I was
rhythm.
gonna say throttle control is probably insane in Supercross.
Yeah.
So you had arm pump surgery.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work.
What
No.
does that mean?
So
Yeah, get a load of this. Dude.
can you see the little scars? Barely can see.
Yeah, no, I can see.
Camera 1. Camera 2. GoPro. So they go in and they cut open your muscle fascia, and then it like basically the doctor said it might exploded because there was so much pressure just from the muscle fascia constricting my muscle. The more developed your forearm gets, the more restrictive the muscle fascia is around it. So it's like compartment syndrome. The blood will come in. This is, I think.
Oh yeah, sure.
Don't take this like.
Don't take this to
I'm
medical school.
following you, freaking MD, freaking AJ MD.
The blood comes in, and then like compartment syndrome, it can't escape. So that your arm will swell up, and then you'll begin to, lose circulation and feeling, and it's terrible. Some people get it worse than others. Some people claim they don't get it at all.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it has to do with body type. A lot of it has to do with technique on the dirt bike. A lot of it has to do with breathing, or your cardiovascular. Like if you're in bad shape, you're gonna probably get arm pump a little bit quicker.
All 3.
That's me. You're
I
in
don't really
shape.
get
Don't give me that
Dude,
crap.
me?
He's the one who claims that you don't get it.
I
I
really
get it
don't.
after a while. Cam gets it immediately.
I
I
really
get it.
don't.
Dude,
Last
immediately.
year,
I believe
One
you. I
lap.
never get it.
Well,
I
that
never
happens.
get arm pump.
We're cousins.
But
There's
I
some-
also don't ride like you do.
But there's
Like,
some
when
people
you-
that claim they don't. Christian Craig is guest instructed at my classes before. He said he's never gotten it before.
What?
Weston Pike, who's a big dude, one of the biggest, like most buff guys that has raced Supercross in a while, said he never got it like that bad at all. I get it to the point where it's detrimental. Like I can't function.
Yeah.
Mine is partially like body type for sure. Like I have a muscular upper body, which doesn't help. And then I know I'm kind of a nervous rider, so I hold my breath a lot. And that doesn't help either. But yeah, I've had the surgery where they go in and cut open your muscle fascia. So the first 3 months, I got this surgery done 2018, right before 2018 Supercross in October, and rode for 3 months. Felt like a complete freaking animal. Invincible. And I was training like a beast too. I was doing 30 plus 2s on the Supercross track, which nobody does 30 plus 2s on the Supercross track. But I'm like, I can't get tired. I can't get arm pump. I'm going to be top 10 in the 450 class. I truly believed it. I would have been. I knew I would have been, because arm pump has always been from the time I'm 2 corners in, I have arm pump. And at that point, I'm just like in survival mode. And as the scar tissue started to build back, I could feel it start to come back. I'm like, no, this is nothing. It'll go away. And then sure enough, as soon as January 1 comes around and it's time for Anaheim, here comes the arm pump. And then it would just get progressively worse. Now, 2 years later, my arm pump's as bad as it ever was.
That sucks, dude.
I went to the same doctor that, I won't say names. I probably shouldn't say names, but 4 or 5 guys have gone to. Very high level guys have gone to, and they claim to have only got it once and been good after that. So I don't know. I don't know.
Dude,
It's
what
frustrating.
the heck is Anaheim 1 like?
You guys need to go watch
I want to so bad.
So
It's like
never been
Anaheim
to,
one. It's like
have you never been to a Supercross to watch ever?
None of us.
none of us
None
have.
of us. We were supposed to go.
We were supposed to go to
We're gonna go to Gillette,
Yes.
and then it didn't happen.
Oh, Anaheim is like that'd be a good one to pick.
Yeah,
Go do it this
I'm
year.
there,
Flights
dude.
will probably be cheap.
Yeah, I think.
Are they doing Anaheim this year?
Oh,
I don't think
who
they
knows at this rate?
Yeah, let's buy tickets to.
are. Oh wait, no. Sorry, I'm thinking about motocross season.
I'll be in
Yeah,
California.
They just canceled Monster Cup or they just canceled
I know it's so lame.
Motocross for Nations.
You ever done Monster Cup?
Yeah. I haven't done it in years and years. I think last
That's
time I
the
did it
$1 million,
was
right?
yeah. Last time I did it I think was 2011.
Oh wow,
One and only year that I did it.
I would love to go to Anaheim.
Anaheim.
I was actually gonna try to go this past year
Yeah, you
because my buddy lives out there. He lives in Anaheim.
You guys
so,
would freak. I don't know. There's just something about it. Like
yeah.
the energy in the air is crazy, and then opening ceremonies. Opening ceremonies at any Supercross is pretty cool,
Yeah.
especially in a stadium or a dome, because it's just that much louder. Anaheim, even though it's an open stadium, it's just something about that first race, and
Yeah.
it's
Dude,
good.
I would love. Oh man,
It's good.
Let's do it. Anaheim one. I'm there. if there is one, California ain't looking too hot. So if there is one, I'm there.
I hope everything's as normal as it can be for next year.
It's gotta be by then. But then again, dude, it's freaking August already.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Yeah. Back in March, I'm like, dude, we'll ride this out for 2 weeks. We'll be good.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
like, holy
still,
I
crap.
know.
We're still.
I-
I
Yeah,
bet
yeah.
you right after election, everyone. All right, we're good.
No, absolutely,
I mean, I think it's definitely
Yeah.
going to be more normal after then. I would imagine.
absolutely, 100%.
The
Unless Trump gets elected.
If Trump gets elected again, then it's gonna be the same story.
you think
Oh yeah, I think if he doesn't get elected, we'll
you don't
never.
think the Democrat people will give up if he gets elected again? They're going to keep going.
Wait, what do you mean?
Who knows?
With the COVID thing?
No, just with like hounding him.
Oh, they're gonna
About
keep
everything.
going. Are you kidding me? They'll try to get him impeached again. Probably.
Oh, really?
I mean, come on,
doubt
dude.
it, yeah.
They already tried to do it a second time. Did you guys know that?
No.
Like, good lord. But I think if somebody else gets elected, we don't hear of COVID again.
I
That's my
didn't
prediction.
know. I knew what a Republican and Democrat was. Like, I obviously had heard the words before, but I didn't know the difference between the two or what each one was, or like what Trump was and what other people were until COVID.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't follow it
I don't.
now either, but I
Politics,
know enough about it to know what now a Republican is and what a Democrat is.
I
Yeah.
only know what I see on Facebook. Honestly.
Yes, and I think ignorance is bliss when it comes to a lot of that stuff. You
sure.
see people that are really wrapped tight in it and watching the TV, and they're freaking scared of this whole thing. And just,
It's just fear, dude. So here's what I'm gonna say. I think the biggest problem. I don't want to talk about politics.
no, me neither.
These
But
guys are
it's
sick
some
of
of
me
it's
talking.
interesting.
But what kills me, I feel like the biggest problem with politics is nobody knows what's actually true. Because
Well-
some dude can post something anywhere and make it look super legit. Like my buddy has sent me some Elon tweets that were clearly fake. Like it's a thing to make Elon Musk's tweets fake. Like people make fake Elon Musk tweets all the time because they think it's funny because he's Elon
And
Musk.
Donald Trump tweets.
Yeah, and it's like people think it's real.
Dude, every
All over the
single
place.
thing I see, it could be a video that it's like, there's no way this is doctored, but I'm still like, maybe that's like an actor. Or I don't, because on both ends,
Yeah. Exactly.
there's
yeah.
so much stuff that just doesn't add up, and I'm
No,
like,
there's-
what? None of it makes enough sense to where I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I don't want to see any of
even
it.
Here. Yeah.
I don't want to see any of it because it just pisses me off.
Yeah, I don't watch the news. I also don't keep social media on my phone. I just hear what people say, and some of it's completely ridiculous.
You delete it, and then when you want it back, you just
Download.
re-download it.
Yeah,
and
when
then
I need to
delete
post-
it again at the end of the day.
I
and then re-download
I
it.
consider it to be it's a business thing. When I need to post, I download it. When I don't, I
Alright.
get out of it.
That's why we get Instagram videos every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm actually talking to a guy who shoots X Games right now
Oh,
about
sweet.
like doing stuff. So
If I didn't
Oh,
race,
he on X game mode.
if I
what?
if I didn't race and have to do a bunch of social media stuff for my business, I definitely would not want to have it.
Yeah. You don't need it. People think you do. You don't. If you get
Um,
rid of it, it's actually pretty nice. You have
There's
so
a
much time in
lot
your
of
day.
things that you would do business wise that you would definitely want to utilize it for, but let's say that business had nothing to do with it, I would just want to be off of that thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Just for its time consumption alone. Like,
are you only on Instagram?
I have Facebook, but most of my Facebook stuff, 99% of it is uploaded when I upload.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm going on Facebook, like seeing what's up. Sometimes I'll catch myself going on Instagram when I'm bored and starting to scroll like through the popular page. I don't scroll down my news feed of people I follow. I've just never done that, which is why I didn't want to follow anybody. I only follow like 60 something people. I tried to follow 0.
67.
Is that what it is?
Wow. Yeah, I just followed you.
Thanks, man. 60. Yeah. See, I went down to 0. I unfollowed everybody because I was like, I don't look at my thing. Like, there's no need to follow anybody. If anything, it just wastes more of my time because when the stories are up top and they're highlighted, I try to click through.
I am the same
because I don't like to see them highlighted.
Yeah. I can feel that on a spiritual level, bro.
So I unfollowed everybody. But then Allie got mad at me because she's like, "What? You're not gonna follow me?"
Oh, nice.
I was like, "I'm not following anybody," and I'm like, "I'm definitely not gonna be the guy that follows one person. That one person's his girlfriend."
Yeah, right.
So then I just started following people back again.
Yeah.
Who do you follow?
You follow me.
I follow you. You don't post enough though. You gotta post more, man.
Dude, listen, I don't keep it on my phone, so I don't think about it.
You can follow me. I don't post anything, so you don't have to.
Kips hasn't posted anything in like
I like
6
when
years.
people actively post, as long as it's something I'm halfway interested in.
Do you follow like top 3 guys?
I follow Roxon. I follow. Let me look because I'm kind of weird about who I follow.
Talk about whatever you want now.
I followed a couple of my buddies from back home. Group chat is what we
You
call
don't have
it.
dark mode, I see.
No, I've wanted that though. How do I turn that on? Is it?
Honestly, I
Gotta go
forget
to
how.
settings.
Settings, yeah.
I follow Faulkner.
Yeah.
Duffy. I follow my dog, Bear. Shout out Bear
Your
Thomas.
dog has
Oh,
an
dude.
Instagram.
Yeah, he's got a good Instagram. He's got 476 followers. Good for him.
More than Cam.
I follow Santarello, Dean
Is it?
Wilson.
Is that true?
Dean Wilson's got a good Instagram.
Dino.
Yeah, he's pretty.
Jeremy McGrath, Dungy, which Dungy doesn't post enough. In fact, sorry, Dunge, I'm gonna
Ooh.
unfollow you right
Ooh.
Just live. You heard it here first, folks.
now. Well,
On camera.
I would hit unfollow, but I don't know how to even do it. Oh, there we go.
There's a button.
Yeah, he just never posts. I love Dungy, but sorry, man.
Dungy.
That's it. Oh, Jet Lawrence, he's a good one.
He's hilarious.
Jetson.
He's the 16-year-old.
Jason Anderson,
I think so.
Pastrana. Oh, you know who I've been really enjoying lately is Dave Portnoy. Do you guys follow him, or do you know who that is?
No.
Do you know Barstool Sports?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Portnoy is the guy that owns Barstool
He's the president. He
Sports.
just did an interview with Donald
Yes.
Trump.
Did you watch any part of that interview?
Do you follow
watched the whole thing.
Barstool or just Dave Portnoy?
Just Dave Portnoy. So his Instagram is Stool Presidente, Dave Portnoy,
Yeah.
and he does a lot of pizza reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
he'll walk
watch
out,
those a lot.
and then I don't know what it is, man. They're like addicting to watch. This guy is hilarious. Yeah, he just did a 20-minute interview with Trump, and it's hysterical. Like,
And then he FaceTimes his dad at the end. And
Who
his dad
hates Trump.
he's like, hey dad, guess who I'm here with?
so Portnoy is probably my favorite follow at the moment. Theo Von is hilarious, and then Chris D'Elia, who just got on a bunch of.
He got canceled, dude. I
Yeah,
love Chris D'Elia.
that-
I
Why?
don't believe any of the crap.
I
going
know
on.
it all seems like it was BS.
But he just had a kid, and he's just gonna take
What
a
happened?
year maybe to just like chill and be cool.
I
With
miss his
Crystal.
podcast.
Yeah.
That guy,
I miss his
You
podcast
got
so
accused
much,
of
dude.
Oh, I
A
love
bunch
this
of
podcast.
sexual things.
Oh, really?
There was
Dang,
allegations of girls who are now over 18 who are like, back in 2017, he asked me for pictures when he didn't even know how old I was.
Yeah, but then he's like, "How
Doesn't
old are
even
you?"
matter.
And one of them goes, "I'm 16," and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought."
No, she goes like, I'm like 12 question mark.
Yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "How old?" Like he asked again,
Yeah.
and then she said
25
24 or
question
something.
mark.
Yep.
And he's
Yeah,
like,
it didn't seem like it was anything, and the poor guy, like all of his comedian friends, like really went against him.
well, they had
So-
to have a response. So,
Well, yeah.
Theo Von, he's like, oh man, I just don't even know what to think. But it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
you guys love him,
Brian
don't you?
Callen or whatever
Oh.
his name is.
Yeah, Brian Callen, who's
Yeah,
his
Brian
best friend.
Callen was pretty neutral about it, but like Whitney Cummings like went at him pretty hard. There was
I didn't watch it.
there was a couple like Bobby Lee, like that whole circle of podcast comedian guys. There's a couple that kind of went pretty hard.
Because they gotta look
Probably
out for
because all of them
themselves.
did the same
They
thing and
try
just
to-
don't want to be looked
Well,
at.
dude, there's like, so he doesn't do drugs or drink or anything, and there's dudes that like comedy guys who will get just absolutely plastered at a bar and like rape a chick, and it's like nothing. But like he messages a 17-year-old on Instagram, not even knowing how old she is, and it's like
It's
Yeah.
a bummer.
messed up.
Live in a broken world, my friends.
Yeah,
Um,
but he's a good guy.
His podcast, I've been just circulating his older ones now because his podcasts are
I've watched all the way back
hilarious.
to like number 4.
Hilarious. Have you guys listened to any of his
Oh
podcasts?
yeah, I
little
listened to
bit,
a ton of them.
Oh, it's like a pretty specific type of humor, I guess, but
It is, yeah.
Oh,
you, you might like it.
Yeah, no, I
You
think on our way to Unadilla, we listened to a couple of them in the car.
Dillo.
Cam was probably like, "This is so stupid."
Yeah,
Like,
I definitely
rotting
was.
Your brains out, and we were just dying in the car.
Do I wish I didn't do it? Sure. He's like, did I do it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. He's like,
Hey, dude.
hey, Instagram, how you gonna make me hate titties?
it's actually a pretty good impression.
Yeah.
I can't relate. Oh my gosh.
But
That's,
the more you,
that's probably one of my fun. That's probably one of the funniest
Yeah.
episodes.
Dude,
No,
it's
right
all
there.
good. I love titties.
it's so good.
Dude, wait.
I can wait for his comeback.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right.
And the more you listen to his podcast, he has like subtle, I don't know, it's like inside jokes almost, like with everything he says. So even if like you would listen to one and be like, this isn't funny at all, like it's hilarious to people that listen to him all
Right,
because
yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
You know the inside jokes. Interesting. Yeah. Dude, I feel like if you saw us at Dillo, at Unadilla,
Oh, you would have.
you would have been like, these freaking
These
tools.
idiots.
These are the dumbest kids
all
here.
had sun
guys
hats.
look
We all had
First of all.
matching sun hats.
good move.
This is our first motocross race that we all
Sun
went
hats,
together.
they were for a look to be like stupid, like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome for all of us to wear, but they were. My neck wasn't sunburnt. My
Yeah.
face was.
And we
fine.
ended up just fitting in, which
It was
amazing.
also-
Everyone, we
We
were
were-
probably more normal.
we thought we
than
were gonna
most
be
people.
Oh
stupid.
yeah.
It was
But-
also like, we're going to be able to see ourselves on camera.
Was it?
Yeah, it didn't
was
happen.
that your first outdoor national?
Yeah.
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 That was
So
our first
I
dirt bike
Our,
anything.
that was
we
our
we
first
hadn't
one.
had. That was the day after I got my 125.
dude.
So that was
So
like the
Oh,
first,
yeah.
first
yeah, it was
thing
it was
we
the
started.
day
Yeah.
after.
I was just
So
along for the ride.
basically, I
rode the
grew
pit
up.
bike that day.
I went to Southwick twice when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
It was like the best 2 days of my life, and it actually makes me mad because the photos I got back then of like Villapoto and Osborne and all these people, like if I knew what I knew now, I could have made money off them. But and I
What
still,
year?
This was. Oh gosh, 14 probably.
Oh, that's not long. Okay.
2014 or 14 years old?
2014, which is basically the same thing.
So that was after, that was after I stopped racing outdoors.
yeah.
Yeah, I stopped in 2013.
Well, either way, so I went there twice, and then we went to Dillo this past summer and stayed in an abandoned Airbnb. Well, not abandoned. It was a haunted Airbnb for sure.
Horribly maintained.
It was terrible.
Oh, I've stayed in a haunted
Centipedes
Airbnb before.
anywhere.
Dude, we were like-
There was centipedes all over. the
Everything was
floor.
fine, and then we're like, "Yo, the basement lights on. What's down there?" And we go downstairs, and it's like super musty, disgusting, and we're like, and I'm like, "Dude, what? Why is the ground moving?" And
looked
then
like- it looked
Aaron's
like
like,
there
"Those
was-
are nails,"
Yeah, it looked like there were nails all
and
over
there
the
were
ground.
centipedes
A
everywhere,
mass, dude.
like
Oh.
everywhere.
No, like
and then when we came
15 per square inch. Like,
Like,
it was.
it was unbelievable. And when we went back upstairs, there were centipedes everywhere.
Like, we didn't,
And we didn't see
notice
them
them.
before.
Yeah, we didn't
And
know.
And they
It
weren't.
was
They
the
weren't in the
weirdest
camera shots either. That's the
Yeah,
most effed
remember
up
the
part.
tub?
Yeah, in the shower, like there was a camera shot. I like do a camera shot when we first got there, and there's
Oh, we
nothing.
got a shower,
and when
that's
we
cool.
come back, they're all over the place, and we were like, "Heck no!" All four of us slept in the same bed.
Yeah, dude.
What? I would not have stayed in
We
there.
put all of our bags were in chairs stacked up on pillows just so nothing could crawl up.
Dude,
in
these
and all that.
tall backed chairs and stuff. So here's the deal:
weird.
we went this day. Kip and I went and got his 125.
How much was it?
It was like $100.
That's steep for a centipede filled.
Yeah, it was
Airbnb.
terrible. So anyway, Kip and I went and bought a 125 in Connecticut. We drove 5 hours. We left at 5 in the morning. Drove 5 hours to Connecticut. Got the dirt bike. 5 hours back. Rode for 2 hours. Drove 5 hours to Unadilla that night. Got there at like 1 in the morning.
Commitment.
Slept for like 4 hours because it was terrifying.
It was all of us. We were in the same bed. It was hot, sweaty. The blankets felt wet because it was so humid.
Yeah, they were like, the pillows were like moist.
The pillows literally felt
Mind you, we were all little sissies, so we shared the bed. We all slept sardine style. And then got up.
Yeah, dude, we all slept widthwise on a king size bed.
There was one
Aaron in the vlog is like, oh, we can all fit on that. That's a king.
Well, dude, this was before we found centipedes, and I would like open the door. There's a king size bed. I'm like, dude, that's a king. We could all fit on that.
And you were joking, but then you ended up.
Yeah, then we did it.
There was one point in the morning where, so it was Aaron, Cam, myself, Josh, right? And we have this table behind us, and Cam's phone is on there with an alarm. And we're like, okay, set the alarm for 6:30. The alarm starts going off. Cam and I both go to reach it. Don't know who turns it off, but whatever. We go back. We're like 3 inches from each other's face, laying on the floor,
like
looking at each other.
other.
And we see each other, and we just like, no, nothing. Just we turn around, each of us. We're way too
Imagine
close.
laying down next to some dude, just
And then you're
looking
like
at
this
each other.
far from
face
each
to
other's
face.
nose. Yeah,
Oh,
face to face. And we're just like, we didn't even acknowledge it until later.
Just roll over.
Oh my gosh, what a dude! Dilla was awesome though.
Time.
That was
That was a fun trip.
Do you know Jeff Walker?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
It seems
Have you met
really. Yeah, he was my teammate at Straight Rhythm this year.
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah. That was the first time I had met him. Where's that coming from?
So that's whenever somebody goes up and down the
The
driveway.
night doesn't
It's
matter.
really
Oh,
light.
it sounded like it was in my headphone.
Well, it's
I
not
thought my ears were ringing.
Anyway,
Thing.
sorry, continue.
7.
Yeah, he was my teammate for Straight Rhythm. That was the first time I met him. Seemed super nice.
Yeah.
He was just in over his head at Straight Rhythm. It was actually kind of funny to see his reaction because you see that track in person. TV does no justice. I mean, some of the stuff looks big on TV, but you walk that track and it's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And
I bet.
he had little to no Supercross experience beforehand, so he
Right.
was just thrown
Yeah,
to the wolves.
His YouTube videos leading up to that were like, yeah, I'm doing it. It's going to be sick. I'm representing this guy, blah, blah, blah.
We were all talking about, we're like,
And then, like, the
okay.
videos that he put out, he was just like, yeah, I got destroyed. I didn't know what I was doing.
So just for reference,
I think he did great considering. But
I
he was-
offered him the same thing that I offered you. Like I actually met him in person at Dillo.
Oh,
That's why I
really?
brought it up. I met him at Unadilla. I was like, listen, this is who I am. This is what I do. All this stuff. I'd love to do something. Never, dude. He missed a huge opportunity. That sounds
sick
cocky.
footage of
I didn't
him.
mean it as cocky, but
No, just the fact that you got like a lot of good footage of him too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then I just DM'd you on Instagram, and
Yeah.
here we are.
Well, it's
however
tough
many
too
months later.
because I mean, like you have really, really good equipment and you're good, but there's also a lot. For every one of you that reaches out to us,
Mhm.
there's 100 random people.
Yeah, sure.
So
Have
it's-
other people reached out to you about this sort of stuff?
all the time.
So why?
I would say probably 10 a week.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So why the frick did you respond to me?
Because I just will quickly weed through their stuff to see if they're any good, and I think I quickly just went through your Instagram and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe you said, "Are you painting?"
Uh,
Yeah, I'll take a picture of this and print you guys later.
there you go.
Can you take the thumbnail picture, please?
Yeah, what were you saying?
I have no idea. What were we talking about?
Why you picked me? I don't. You scrolled through my Instagram and you liked it.
Because of your smile.
Well, yeah. I mean,
That's
Yeah.
actually surprising.
I think I liked your profile picture.
I appreciate that.
holding
I'm
a
pretty
big
sure.
camera.
Yeah,
No,
he picks his profile pictures just when he's holding his red and his veins are popping. He's like,
That is
I
entirely
think
correct.
she's
I think you, in your first message, I don't know. I knew that you had a red, whether you told me or I saw it on your Instagram.
Yeah. So you like me for my gear?
That combined with I saw one or two of the videos and I was like, oh well, he's got a freaking good camera, like,
Yeah.
and these look legit.
Well, no, dude. Like you. Well, when we were on the phone that first call talking about Gillette, you were like, "Oh, you have a red?" Like I told you. You're like, "I didn't know we were shooting this on red," and then you got super excited. But
Oh, so I had basically accepted prior to even knowing.
I think so. I like to think so.
Oh no, because you know what? I saw you sent me a
Yeah, I sent you a
yes,
video
and
of
I
Will.
saw the video and it was really good.
Oh, sick. That was
Yeah.
shot in my yard.
Because then I remember you telling me you had a red after that.
Yeah.
And then me being like, oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing that video and be like, oh, this is legit.
Sick.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you
But
actually took the time to watch it.
There's people that, I mean, there's days where I get 3 or 4 like direct messages on Instagram, and then there's days where I get 130.
Wow. Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that are obviously, and I'm sure Jeff Walker, same thing. A lot of people that are offering that,
Yeah, sure.
and then some of which are like nobody that even has like a camera at all. Like they have an iPhone.
Yeah.
And then some of them
Let's
that maybe
just hang out, man.
that's the thing. You get people asking some stupid stuff, or you get people like it's hard to be able to like weed through it and know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
And you sent, when you originally reached out, you just sent an Instagram message?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd
I was
you
like,
say?
I could probably pull it up, honestly, because I'm kind of curious. I don't really remember.
I'm curious too.
You want to pull it up?
I don't know if I'd be able to find it.
Huge fan. I ride a Kawasaki.
Nah. I definitely didn't say I was a fan, not to be offensive. But
I'm not a fan. I hate you.
actually,
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know who you are. I just found you in my Explore feed.
Hey, that's saying something though.
Hey man, found you a few years back.
GoPro's
Is that the
down.
driveway?
No, that's my GoPro. It's fine.
Oh.
You just
Are
died.
you reading my message to you?
Yeah.
And all the
Found you a few
typos?
years back because you were doing a school up in Derby, Vermont, which is where I grew up.
Oh, yeah,
I've
that's
been
true.
keeping up on your YouTube stuff and all the content you're putting out. I wanted to reach out as a filmmaker with a passion for moto. And I'd love to make my way into space. I think it'd be awesome to make some content for you this season if that was something you're interested in. I'm not asking for anything, just to make some content for you to try to break my company in the moto space and help you on your YouTube journey. Nice message. And then he sent the link.
That sounds desperate.
I didn't sound desperate.
You can read fast on those gummies.
What?
So you can read fast on those gummies.
Yeah, I was actually pretty impressed with myself at how quickly I was reading that. Yeah, so then I must have watched the video. So you sent that on December 14th, 4:38. I responded 3 hours later. I said, wow, that video just blew me away. I have a lot of interest.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good deal. And then I actually couldn't believe that you gave me your phone number. That I thought was like, holy crap. We're actually going to
most
make
people are
something.
surprised when I do that, but there's a very few people I would ever get to that point with. So like, I don't have a problem giving my phone.
Yeah.
I haven't really had anybody abuse it.
Sure. And you can always block people too. Unless they like put it out there, but you know. But that's interesting. I'm just some nobody from Vermont. So, but now you're
Well, I'm a nobody from Connecticut.
now you're in my basement.
Yeah, it's a sweet basement.
You ever thought you'd be here, bro? Hanging out with us?
I might move
goons?
in.
You've seen the theater, right? You guys watch Supercross?
Yeah, we watched
It's
Supercross there.
sick. It's sick.
That was fun. That was a good time.
Crazy.
I've never had so much insider information on a race before. Because you just know
Yeah, that's
everybody.
true, yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. What would be interesting would be, like the Gypsy Tail guys, they do they watch the race as it's going on and they do a podcast while doing that.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Let's do it, dude. I'm in.
I mean, obviously, for outdoors.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be
Game.
around for one of the outdoor weekends, which I might be.
Yeah,
actually.
you will. August 27th. There's going to be a race that
Are
weekend.
you?
You just got to be here.
Yeah, you're gonna be in this
I'm going to be
area,
up in
or
the
you-
area a lot because I know I have one or two more. I have a private Vermont one where some guy's paying me my flat rate, but just for him and like 3 buddies.
Oh, that's sick.
Where?
In Vermont?
Where?
Yeah, what
In
track?
Vermont or New Hampshire. I'm flying into Burlington for that one. I don't know what track.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it's a private track or what.
That's neat.
And then I have a 2-day Connecticut one, but that one might coincide with Winchester, which is New Hampshire, which you guys could probably hop in on that one if you wanted to.
Sick. If I have a bike.
Wait,
So I'll be in the
what day
area.
is that?
That is that one's actually coming up. That's August 17th, maybe August 16th.
Yeah, we're not going to have a
Anything
bike.
after
that a
September
weekend?
September 5th,
slouching.
I'll be
I
there.
could go.
Josh is like, I'm
Is it
there.
a weekend thing?
That one's a Sunday, actually. Yeah. Yep, that's
There
one
you
of
go,
my.
Josh.
Most of my
Truck, don't
classes
you?
are on weekdays,
You
but
guys would come. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'd come.
Yeah, we take
I'd-
his camera. You
You guys
can
can cheer me on while AJ
Go,
rolls his eyes at me because I don't know how to shift. Remember we were trying to do the step up?
and you're
I
struggling
just
with
couldn't.
shifting.
Kip and I just could not.
Well, I remember you guys both struggling with that step up.
Yeah.
I cased it a lot. Pretty sure Pretty sure it blew up a front wheel bearing.
I think a little bit of that was commitment, but then after hopping on your bike, you did have to hit the corner in the straightaway pretty darn fast.
I feel like, I mean, this could be completely wrong, but like if the top of the corner wasn't super sandy, it was more packed in a little bit.
That would have probably
I feel
given
like
you
going around
enough.
that and then going maybe would have made it a lot easier.
Yeah,
but-
well, if you hopped on a 250F, you'd be able to hit it second lap.
All right, cool. I'm down.
There you go.
It's double the power, like in a controllable way. You would have been able to hit the corner sandy as it was with kind of almost a half. Not that you were half-ass committing, but I would say like I would give you guys. You were 80% committing. There wasn't. I didn't see 100%. It didn't look like you were hitting that corner like with everything you had. And
Speaking of committing, watching the GoPro video of you overshooting it,
Oh my gosh.
you're like, oh, here's me casing it, and you'll be fine. And then you land and you pop over, and then like, here's me overshooting it, and you're like 45, 50 feet past the landing. You're like, oh, there's this little dip that's right off the back, and I just landed perfectly in that. And we're like,
oh
Yeah, it was like,
Bro,
it was like my breaking bump.
It's like
was the
80
dip.
over.
Dude,
What?
speaking of that, we just watched the video of you Supermaning.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh yeah,
whatever
everybody
that
seen it.
was.
That's straight rhythm.
You're like,
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
I was gonna die.
that was scary as all heck.
That looked, dude. If you were a foot to the right, you would have been a dead man.
Yep.
Dude, you
So
just-
many.
and pulled it back.
And you know the
Yeah,
craziest
that
thing
was
about
nuts.
that? You know the craziest thing about that is I didn't have insurance
What do you mean?
at the time.
Like health insurance?
I didn't have health insurance.
Oh, frick.
So that's what I was thinking. Like when my feet blew off, I'm like, you can't go to the hospital right now. Do not let go of this bike.
That's what you were thinking.
Yes, I
8 months-
swear to
was
God
8
that went to my
months
So
ago,
head.
you got you
didn't
to
have
pull your feet
insurance?
back?
It had just. I'm pretty sure I just turned 26, and it was like I was going under
Oh,
Allie's
yeah.
policy, but it wasn't
Oh.
good yet. Maybe I would have been covered from like
Sure.
something, but I technically didn't have it.
You use Superman and straight with him. I can't go to the hospital because I don't have insurance.
Because I didn't have it when we shot the video at Travis's house. I think it was maybe 3 or 4 weeks before the event.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have insurance then either, so I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to Travis Pastrana's house. I don't
Yeah,
have
that's a death
frickin'
wish.
Those are the kind of
insurance.
flips I'm gonna have to do.
And I did a lot of dangerous stuff that day, but just not.
Was that the first time you flipped a
Thank
pit bike?
God. Yeah, I'd never done a flip on anything except for my feet up until that point.
Dang.
And that was something. Have you guys done flips on a BMX bike or?
no.
I've done flips on my feet.
Last time,
Right, so
last time I
yeah,
did a
just on my
backflip-
feet, yeah.
Last time I did a backflip other than a trampoline,
That
I
was
broke my
fun.
nose.
I was there for that.
You did.
He slipped on the ice. It was winter.
I landed a backflip first time I ever tried it on the ground.
Like ground to ground or
Yeah.
off of something?
Ground to ground.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I can't even do it.
Yeah,
right
I
I
used
now.
watched
That's
so
what-
many
that's what I
videos
was
and I was
trying.
like, this is what I need to do, and did it.
Wow, that's
So-
sick.
See, I learned off of something probably about this height.
Like a rock or something.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And then I started going to taller and taller things, and then I wanted to learn it off the ground, which was the hardest. And then I learned how to do backflips in like gainers, and then me and my buddy could run up and do like a gainer 360 on like a grass hill or something.
Oh, that's sick.
We like screwed around with all that. We could run up walls, like do a wall flip. So I knew how to do a backflip on my feet.
Scootering, parkour, dirt bike.
You blew me away on the scooter, bro.
I was terrible on the scooter.
I don't know.
But
You
I
got a
used to-
letter on me.
There's something about doing a flip on with something. Oh, and I had done a backflip on my tramp bike on the trampoline.
Oh, there you go.
Which is nothing like. There's something about coming off of a ramp and committing to going backwards, which I didn't want to be the guy that went off into the foam pit first attempt and threw the bike or did something goony.
Yeah.
And
But
I
you
was that
did.
guy.
Yeah.
And Travis bet like a bunch of money. He goes, I know you're gonna throw the bike.
Yeah.
Then you say
He goes,
the
"You're-"
guys with the most experience usually do.
Yep.
But then people with none.
Yeah, and he goes,
get it
not to
first
mention
try.
you're like an overthinker on top of all of that.
Yeah, right.
And he goes, you're gonna throw the bike. And I'm like, you're not gonna throw the bike. Do not throw the bike. But I was freaking terrified, and I like there was a bunch of people there filming, and somebody even calls me out. They go, AJ, what? You're being a little quiet, huh? And I was like, oh, is it that obvious? I was just like being
Terrified. I'd
yeah,
be
you have to
terrified.
shift that thing into second gear, and then the ramp is pretty tall for a 110,
Yeah.
so you have to come in going really fast.
Bike's
Like-
slowing down by the top of the.
Oh my god! So like just thinking about it, I'm getting scared. Like, and I'd get scared doing it again for the first time again because it's been a while. And I had to come in so hot. I'm like, I'm gonna commit. And I yanked back, and as soon as I got like this,
Yeah.
just something in like every part of my body was like, nope. So I threw the bike, but it went. I did the most dangerous thing you could do, which was throw the bike up, and then it just came down right on top of me, and I was fine.
Yeah.
But what that taught me was don't let go of the bike.
Yeah.
And then it also taught me that I landed upside down in the foam pit with the bike on top of me, and I quickly realized that you could breathe perfectly, and that there was somebody jumping in quick anyway. So like there was nothing to be scared of being in. I was afraid that I was going to land upside down and suffocate.
Right.
And it created this air pocket. I was able to move around just enough to where I didn't feel like completely terrified.
Like claustrophobic or whatever.
And so after that, I'm like, oh, okay. Because Travis teaching me how to do a flip was, he told me to stand on the bike, and he said, he held me up and he goes, yank the bars up into a wheelie. So I yank them, and he's like, no, pull the front wheel off the ground. So I yank him really hard and yank the front wheel off the ground. And he goes, okay, don't miss the pit. Don't let go of the bike. Have fun.
That's
Oh my god.
I was like,
I can hear him saying it too.
huh? I'm like, what kind of instruction is that? But then after I landed in the foam pit and did the two things basically that I wasn't supposed, well, one major thing, which was let go of the bike that I wasn't supposed to do, I was like, now I get it. Because I understood at that point, if I could do a double flip and land directly on my head and not let go of the bike, and I wouldn't get hurt as long as I don't miss the pit.
Yeah.
Which for me, I'm a good enough rider where I would never swerve off and miss the pit weird like that. Or in the 110, you can't overshoot it either. So I wasn't afraid of missing the pit. And at that point, once I realized just don't let go of the bike, I'm like, oh, all right, we're good. So then second one, I yanked wicked hard and rotated a full rotation before I even got to the top of my jump. And threw the bike again because it just kind of like rotated out from under me. And then landed on top of the bike that time. And then the one after that, I barely yanked it all, got it perfect. And then I hopped on the 125, got it perfect first try on the 125.
Oh, you did it on 125?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Shoot.
Barely pulled on the 125. And
Really?
it like...
Where you like land like this?
I landed... If there was a landing, it would have been absolutely perfect.
Oh, dang.
But on the 125, I was wide open the whole way around because I
Right.
barely yanked and I got in the air. I was like, oh, wow, this thing isn't coming around that easy.
Yeah.
And I just hung in there. Travis was so pumped. He goes, you went from throwing it like a wuss the first time to, he goes, you took off on the 125 and that thing did not want to come around. He's like, you just hung in there and kept on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I was just wide open and just looking like, come on, come around, come around.
Dude, that's gnarly. I think I say this, like, I'm like most kids when I say, I've dreamt of going to Travis Pastrana's house and doing a backflip on a pit bike since I was a little kid.
Me too.
Like, there's no way I would actually do it, but I've dreamt of it. I mean, if I was there, I think you just have to.
I had an entourage of 7 or 8 people there with me between film crew and my brother and like just a friend that I rode, like my road bike partner that I ride with in DC. I had just a group of people with me. Every single person flipped into the foam pit, no problems.
That's crazy.
If anything, I had the worst first attempt, with the exception of my mechanic. Actually, Travis posted a video of my mechanic going in, which you might be able to find it if you swipe down on his Instagram. He came in so slow and then went to rotate and then just held onto the bike the whole way, and the bike came tumbling down the takeoff.
What?
And Travis goes, in all my years, I've never seen that happen.
The bike going back where it came from.
Oh my God. Yeah, you should be able to find it. He actually posted it on his page.
That's
How
so
long ago
gnarly.
was this?
Well, Straight Rhythm was October. We filmed the video in September or November of 2018. No, 2019.
19.
PBR.
So look for September, October of 2019.
19.
Dude,
He's our Jamie. Oh, we got him. Look that up, Jamie. Thank you.
dude, we just all want Travis Pastrana's house, man. Just
Well-
a playground.
You guys, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a time that you'll be able to go.
I'm in. I'm there.
100%.
You asked me to go to the
I
pit
live
bike
35
thing,
minutes. Oh,
but I know. I'm so
You're
sad.
35
so
minutes.
if we're going to talk about it, we just have to make sure that it's July 30th. This won't come out until August 15th.
You can
when
upload
airs.
it whenever you want.
Yes, if those
But
of you
I'm just-
listening, this
What
will
about
have
the
aired
week of the
just then.
13th, huh? How are we feeling on that one?
While we're down there already,
Is
dude.
there any chance?
So
Yeah, probably.
I'm there.
What?
You asked me to come to the pit bike thing. I remember. I love how you phrased it.
What
you
is
were
it?
you texted me. He's like, "Hey, are you available for the 13th?" I'm like, or whatever day it was, and I'm like, "No." Why is it really cool? He's like, and you're just like, yeah, I'm not even gonna tell you. But then after some negotiating, you were like, yeah, it's Travis' house. And I was like, dude, come on, man. Like,
oh, you would have loved that.
I would have
whole
geeked,
thing.
especially if Connor was there. I haven't seen that kid in forever.
Well,
Here's your Superman.
Oh yeah, okay. So it should be not too long right before. I didn't realize he posted that. That's funny.
Well, you were playing him, weren't you? So
Yeah, it was funny, and you see the teaser for the pit bike thing. And he goes, or somebody goes, "We're going to talk about the elephant in the room." Travis has got his stunt double here for the weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, wow, what a time.
Dude, the video where they edit you like flying into the sky.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
You started dying.
where I'm just, I don't know.
Yeah.
So funny.
So, dude, like, yeah,
There it is.
Oh, did you find it?
Yeah.
Is there a way to hold that?
Oh my!
Is there a way to hold that up to the camera or something?
I can post it. I can put it in there later.
Oh my God, Hubert was so mad.
It goes
Who's
back
that?
down the ramp.
Wait, can I see it? Can I see it?
Oh, he had 2 attempts where he
yeah,
hit that.
mine it didn't go down the ramp.
Oh, one hit the
Yeah, so
lip
that
and
the
then-
one where it didn't go down the ramp was his second attempt. The one where he throws it and it flies all the way back down the
Oh,
ramp,
my
that
God.
was his first attempt.
So wait,
So
who,
his first 2 were like
who is super mad?
Hubert. Do
Who's-
you know Hubert?
I don't know. Maybe by
He's a
picture.
real like country looking. He's basically Travis's go-to track builder mechanic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He oversees like everything at Travis's house.
Yeah.
Wow, it really caught that noise too.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's their mic.
But Hubert's very protective of Travis because Travis is like me in the sense that, but he's way nicer than I am. Where he's too nice and he'll just never say no to anybody and he'll get taken advantage of eventually.
Gotcha.
So Hubert's like just protective of that. So this is just one of the community pit bikes that's Travis's. So when my mechanic is like throwing it outside of the foam pit and it's landing on the ramp,
Yeah.
Hubert was not happy.
Oh,
Travis
yeah.
didn't care at all. And the bike was fine, thankfully. I mean, Mackenzie would have paid for it if it hadn't have been. But yeah, so the pit bike from the race that we got to keep, I think we got to keep one of these things. So I just left it at Travis's house.
Mm-hmm.
So that way when I go there to flip and do whatever, I don't feel like I'm
bike was
stealing
fine
somebody
after
else's
that?
bike. I'll at least
sweet.
have my own.
And he just like let you leave it there.
Oh yeah, it's a giant. I mean, he's got the main shop where he has a couple of his bikes, but then there's like almost an alleyway of a shotgun of a shop to the left of it, where we had the 20. I don't know. I think we had 25 brand new 2021 pit bikes. That's what I walked into when we got there.
That must have been epic.
The first thing I said is, I'm like, I thought no one could get these things.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, these are the first ones shipped to the U.S. I'm like, no shit.
Wow,
You get 30
dude.
of them.
Yeah, 20. I think we had 25 of them.
Oh my gosh.
And all they did was put bar risers on, or like tall
Yeah.
bars.
To make 'em
And then a couple of the guys that wanted it got like the little brake snake system, which is just basically a cable that connects your rear brake pedal to the engine case,
Oh, so it doesn't like
so it doesn't rip back
bend
super
out.
easy.
Yeah.
And that was it. And that's the cool part, is everyone was on the same exact bike. But the video I
Dude.
showed you, like Travis rode a couple guys in the morning and like was trying to find one that felt a little faster, just like I was using the go-kart analogy when we were
really?
talking at dinner. Like sometimes you'll get in a go-kart that feels a little faster than the others. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a lemon
There's
like,
got to be some truth
in the
to
bunch
that.
of the 110s. Yeah, mine felt fine.
Yeah.
I had to make a couple adjustments, like my rear, I was wearing Tech 10, so that was the funny thing too, is trying to see like what people were going to wear for protective gear.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, I'm wearing everything. I'm going to wear exactly what I wear when I race.
Seriously?
Because
How'd you shift?
I had to put my shifter wicked high.
Oh, okay.
And I had to put my rear brake pedal oddly high too, because for some reason it has so much sponginess to it on the 110 that I couldn't get enough flex out of my boot to hit it.
Yep.
Oh, this thing's still running?
Yep.
And so I just brought my brake pedal up super high and my shift lever up crazy high. But there was guys wearing cowboy boots. Greg Duffy went down the road to a motorcycle dealership and bought Alpine Star street bike boots. Like Travis had the old school pit bike boots from years ago that I don't think they make anymore. An old set of Alpine Stars. So everyone had something different technique for that. Some guys were wearing Vans, which no thank you. The jumps that we were doing, Darren Durham I think broke his ankle and he had his moto boots on. Just because he came up a little short on with the jumps we were doing. What Travis would do, because he didn't want to get hurt, is he would take one of his KTM 250s, and he would, when we were all in, what we did instead of opening it up, we warmed up on the practice track and then we went to the racetrack. When we went to the racetrack, we didn't just do a free practice around the whole thing. We sessioned each obstacle on its own, so everyone can learn, because I think they do the same thing at damn it. Do you guys know downhill mountain bike?
Kip does.
Stuff. Yeah. It's not Rampage. It's freaking, what's the one that Bernard Kerr
Is it Crankworks?
Bernard Kerr won it last year? Hardline.
Oh.
Yes.
Gotcha.
At Hardline when they...
Good job, Kip.
When they... Attaboy, freaking peanut gallery, getting it. They session each obstacle and make their way down the mountain.
Well, yeah, it's like the same thing. It's like this insane obstacle, like a road gap that's like a 30-foot drop, and then as soon as you land, you're turning 180 degrees in a berm. And it's like everyone has to like session it to make sure they can understand it and get it right. And
then they move on. And we did the same thing. So it took the pressure off a little bit, at least for me. Like I was like, man, compared to Supercross, I have all the time in the world to learn these obstacles. But it was scary watching everybody try these things.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at, are those...
Yeah, the screens are facing me, so I can see if they're recording and if the batteries are good.
But is the whole video going to be you doing this and looking at the camera, you think?
No, I'm not looking that much.
Oh.
Dude, would you let me do my job and you do yours? Just sit over there and talk. Literally, I'll take care of the technical end. And
I'm so parched.
That one's going to go at some point soon. So.
The middle one?
Yeah.
So the GoPro was fully charged and it died?
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Those only last an hour.
Oh my gosh, bring those snowboarding, dude. They last like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
they which I didn't realize until this winter. I was doing some of my private lessons, like the YouTube series in 30, 40 degree weather, and that thing would last no time at all.
Yep.
Yeah. The battery just doesn't like to be cold.
We would like, Cam had a Hero 6 and we used that last year or 2 years ago, and that battery would die after like 5 minutes of recording. Like,
dang.
And then I got an 8 and he got an 8 and we used it, and even those just died super quick. And it's just as soon as they get into a cold.
Yeah, what I realized is in the winter, instead of in the summer, I'll use the quick fire button that like turns it on and starts recording all at once. But in wintertime, I just leave it in like standby mode.
And you just hit play.
And then hit start and stop. Yeah. Yeah. Just to keep the battery a little warmer, I guess, is what somebody told me.
Yeah, that probably makes sense. When we really only ride or only use them when we ride, we have it on like a little chin mount thing. So we just use the main button.
Yeah.
Get it going real easy.
Oh.
But, yeah.
Thinking about getting those mics though. Go on the side of your helmet, so you can talk to each other while you're riding.
I want to get those for my students so that I can
so you can just tell them.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
That'd be actually really
instead of going
cool.
Like doing all these motions and
I
stuff.
know.
I had no idea. The whole time I had no idea what you were trying to say.
Well, I was
like, what is he?
I always
even
think
pulled
people
up to
can
you
hear
and I was
me.
like, what is he trying to say? He's like doing this, and I was like,
I always think people can hear me. And then, like, even when it's just one bike and I'm yelling, I'm like, all right, they definitely heard that. They're like, nope, didn't hear a word you said.
Yeah.
I need something that can quickly, at least for my one-on-one stuff, or like when I have semi-private with just 2 or 3 or 4 people and set up one dude with it, something that can quickly just pop from helmet to helmet. The problem is, like, it requires wiring and speakers, I think, inside the helmet. Exactly. It's a bit of a process. I don't know. I got to figure out how to do that. But.
That would be, just for our stupid vlogs that we make, that would be hilarious. If we could have us talking to each other while we're riding.
Yeah.
A lot of swearing.
Because a lot of the funny stuff in these videos that we make, you know, like the Little Bikes Big World stuff, is like us talking to ourselves at each other. You know what I mean? But if we could actually respond, it'd be hilarious.
Oh, if you mic'd up the Pro Supercross guys, it would be pretty funny too.
Really?
Dude, I would
Do
love
people
to
scream?
hear what they say.
Yeah.
Yo,
oh yeah.
So like when I was racing as a kid, I was a screamer. I yelled at everybody. Like kind of like for fun, because it like scared. I actually remember since we were talking about them.
Oh wow, this is crazy.
I know, and that lame when you take them off.
Yeah.
You like
What
that?
in my world?
I don't sound like a Greek
Oh, wow.
god anymore.
So this is
This is the setup that I typically have. It just wasn't working before.
is
so
this the video that we're gonna see a lot of on YouTube?
Yeah,
when we watch?
basically.
So look at that camera, like how you were checking up on it a lot.
Yeah. So now I can just look past you and see it. And not
no,
have to
but look
over.
how you were before.
Oh, right there.
I guess that won't look too odd.
That's not that bad.
This is much better now though
Because I can just look right past
no one
you.
will notice that you're doing
Right.
this.
Right, except for this one, but that's okay. So, also, this is the most
this is cool.
informal thing ever, so I'm not too worried about it. But what was I talking about? Yeah,
Screaming.
I used to scream at Connor Martell all the time, which he was at the pit bike thing. And because every time he fell, I'd scream at him, and he'd look up and stop like getting up. It was hilarious. Anyway,
For the pit bike thing, we were yelling the whole time.
Really?
Yeah. Like at
well, you
one
can
point,
hear over a pit bike, right?
Yeah, because in the pit bike it was hilarious. There was a couple times where, I mean, every time I got a bad start, but I'd be coming through the pack making passes, and I came on the inside of somebody, and I knew they were gonna square me up because I rode the corner way too high, and he squares me up. I forget who it was. Comes down the inside of me, and like it was a good move on his end. And I just yelled like a nice pass, and he just does this. He rides by me and throws the thumbs up. But you could hear so clearly everyone yelling at each other. In Supercross or like NESC this weekend, I'm sure there's probably going to be a time where I'll yell like move, especially if you're coming up on a lapper or like a time qualifying session when somebody's in your way, you'll yell. But if you mic'd up guys, it'd have to be highly censored because everyone would just be swearing at each other.
That'd be hilarious. I think we should do it. Can I mic you
I
up?
love this.
How much money?
This is so legit.
12 grand?
What was that?
For those helmet mics?
A
How
lot.
much are they a piece?
Can you hear me
Almost
if
400.
I talk into the mic
Yeah.
sideways like this?
Yeah, you can. I can still hear it.
Dude,
Dude,
those
why-
are like the most viewed videos on like NFL's YouTube channel.
The mic'd up stuff?
Oh yeah, that's
the
cool.
mic'd up NHL.
That'd be so good.
They're hilarious.
Dude, somebody was finally smart and
Especially
started doing like
NHL.
the bad lip reading for motocross.
Oh, the motor,
Oh, yeah.
motor dubs.
Yeah, he's getting a lot
What,
of
for,
views.
like the interviews?
Oh,
No.
my favorite one is the Marvin Muskin one on the podium where he takes a rock to the cock.
I've never seen that.
He goes, it was the race where Tomac's pants fell down, and he goes, "Oh, I don't know. I'd come around, and Tomac's his pants are down." And then he said something about take. He said I took a rock to the cock.
What? Wait, his pants fell down in the race?
Yeah, Tomac's pants blew out, and they fell down. And he goes, "I don't know. I come around, and Tomac, he's just hanging out, and his pants are down." I gotta find that one.
Have
now.
you spent much time with Muscan?
Yeah, super, super, super nice.
Really?
There's not really many. They're all nice.
Yeah.
I mean, there's very few of them that I'd be like, oh, they're kind of. They go through phases. Some of them being like too cool, and then
Sure.
there's something that'll humble them, and then they'll.
Can I say
kinda-
that Roxon went through that phase hard
At what point would you
Would
say
you
that
agree?
Roxon went through it?
when he was on a Suzuki?
Roxon, I never got that feel
Really?
from him, at least
You got
from me.
humbled.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I
Yeah,
have
it's
problems
breaking honest.
with riders when they're like beating my all-time favorite guys.
Who are your favorites?
Well, that's why I
my.
hated Ferrandis so much because
AC,
I
AC
love
is his
Adam.
big. his
I
big-
like Adam Cincerillo is the only person that I've followed since like 80s. You know, like I started following him on an 85, and like the story that I tell these guys and everybody else who asks, which isn't many.
I
Like,
don't think anybody.
yeah, nobody asks. I always tell people that. So when I was racing, I was getting like 10th every single race on 65s.
Uh-huh.
And I found a video of Adam riding. That was the first time I ever saw him ride. And I saw how he did a start. And I'm like, I need to try that. And the next race, I got a whole shot. Not even kidding. Because what he would do on an 85 is he'd start and then immediately slide back off the back fender. And I was like, there's no way that works. And I went and tried it and it worked. And I got my first whole shot. And then I was top 3 basically from there on out.
Which is terrible technique for a big bike, by the way.
Well, yeah, but it worked on a 65.
Yeah, because it's so slow. You're just trying to like.
Yeah, and it just so anyway. I've been following him forever, so he's always been my favorite. And now it kind of sucks because he's kind of like everybody loves him now, and I'm like, well, I loved him first anyway. But Adam's up there, Eli's up there because he's Eli. I mean, he's just
Mac
a
and cheese,
maniac.
baby.
He's just a what?
What? Just came up with his own nickname.
Mac and cheese.
Wow.
What? Did you just come up with
That's
that?
a first. I've never heard that one.
I have never heard that either.
Nobody's ever
seven
heard that.
Trulies deep right now.
Toe mac and cheese. That's actually good.
I love.
You ever
Tomac and cheese, dude.
You ever find yourself in conversation with Tomac, you call him
Toe mac and cheese.
Toe mac and cheese.
I love Dino. I love Zach Osborne. I do like Roxon now. I didn't like him when he was kind of a hothead. Because I felt like he was
won
a
every
hothead.
race at Unadilla, so
Yeah, he
he's kinda
smoked
my
everybody
favorite
at
for that,
Unadilla.
and I found out about his
Oh,
whole-
the year that you guys were there?
It was this past summer because Eli was like putting in a fence the week before, and he got like 7th or 8th or something like that. But Ken Roxon won by like a minute and a half each moto. It was insane.
I gotta find this video.
Dude, you should have seen the battle that we saw between Ferrandis and Adam. Though was the best I've ever seen because Adam won the first race and Ferrandis won the second, or vice versa, and they were just like so far away from everybody else.
They were just
Oh,
neck
it's so
and neck.
cool.
Each corner, one would pass another, and then the next corner they would pass each other again. It was
3-4 seconds.
So those are probably my favorites.
cool to watch.
I think that's everybody. I mean, I don't really like hate anyone
That's so not true.
other than maybe a couple,
Yeah.
just because they're beating my guys. But
Anyone who's French.
that's so not true.
Anyone that's
You
not
guys always try to do this to me.
Do you not like Mooskin?
racist Cam over here.
I didn't like
he
Moose
hates
Can.
him because he's,
I didn't like
he's
Moose
faster
Can.
than Tomac.
Yeah, when he was smoking Eli, I didn't like him.
He
But now
hates,
he's.
he hates.
But now,
Fernandez
but see,
'cause-
now he's got hurt so much that I kind of feel for him. So it's
my
different.
I've heard you lash out at Webb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a couple times.
Well, that's again because he's trash talking and then it works.
Yeah.
Like when he trash talks people and then wins, it pisses me off because I hate when anybody does that. But
When he flies onto his back.
that
He
was
comes
rough.
back
Oh,
and
he just. Oh man, it was right at the top of the page the whole time.
What are you looking for? What are you even looking for?
Yeah, it was a great race, you know. I sort of rode around a little bit. No one else wanted to win. They like fell down or whatever. So I said, you know what? I'll take it. I'll win it. And then actually, like on lap 3, I actually saw Tomac's dick and it was out. And I was like, dude, you can't do that. Like, there's FIM rules and regulations. Like, I wish we could all just ride with our dicks out. It would be so much cooler. But like, there's also like the roost factor, like a cock to the rock, or actually a rock to the cock. So bad. And you know, after that, I just win the race because I'm the best, you know. And I've been talking like a couple minutes ago, but I like to drag out my interviews as long as possible. Like as long as you keep the mic here, I'll keep talking. And we can talk about whatever, like about France or the Empire State Building. It's in New York, but whatever. Yes, thank you.
Oh
That's a
my
bad lip
god.
Brother,
Dude, this is the best one ever.
else that wanted to
I could watch this over and over.
down
Dude,
or whatever.
so-
Wait, he didn't
I
repost
said, you
this,
know
did
what?
he?
I'll take it. I'll win.
I don't know, but
Actually, like,
remember the race where Tomac fell and he got up and his pants were broken?
Yeah.
That was
Because
probably
I-
before
Dude, you
we
can't
started
do
getting
that.
into it,
Like,
but
You
there's
can't
FIM
do
rules
that.
and regulations. Like,
FIM rules and regulations.
So, dude, tell me why.
Oh man, I love that. I gotta say that.
Why do all these guys on the podium have to say for sure like 9 million times every interview?
Well, I don't know.
You've noticed that,
There's
right?
a motocross style interview technique that like almost everybody is picked up on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a certain cadence to like the way you answer questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've all learned it like from a young age. I don't know.
It drives me crazy.
I don't know why.
Fix
and then
it.
a lot of the guys say for sure, I guess. I don't.
All the time. Barsha especially. Barsha says it the most.
Oh yeah.
He says for sure so much. And everybody else says for sure. It's like, I can't believe nobody's made like just a compilation of these guys saying for sure.
For sure.
A million times.
for sure. For sure.
Tomac
For
says,
sure.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Other
Guys, we never made
tendencies.
our outdoor race parody.
Yeah,
I know.
It when the
that would have been hilarious.
when outdoors originally got like
But we're
pushed
still
back,
into it.
we were gonna like make one and just make the most ridiculous podium interviews. It was gonna be all three of us and just the three of us, and I was gonna like win it but lap them, so end up last, and like it was gonna be so good, dude.
Oh, the ideas in the,
Oh, it was so good.
that chat.
We had it all planned out and everything.
The commercial break.
The-
The Packers commercial break.
What's cool though is that you guys can come up with stupid ideas like that and make it look so legit.
Yeah, right.
Like the intro.
We can make some pretty serious stuff. We can edit it together.
Yeah.
And it would
Like
look
most
real.
guys have those conversations, and it's like it just like
That just doesn't work. Yeah.
well, it
Right
never
away.
it turns into anything because there's nothing you can do about it. But you guys can actually make pretty much any type of cool video kind of.
Well,
thing you
dude,
want.
here's what I'm saying. You mentioned last time you were up here how you're like, man, I wish I could just like have fun and go to a dirt bike track again. Do you remember? Can you not? Do you remember? Do you remember talking about that?
Yes, I do.
Dude, I think you need to come on a motocross trip with us and go to a track with us. And I'm not talking Tomahawk. Load up here and go to 80K with us. It is awesome.
80K is a fun track.
I had a class there last week or the week before, and that new layout is sweet.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
the jumps
we
look
haven't seen
sick.
it
They
yet,
wanted
but
to
it
go.
looks.
I was actually gonna come like shoot photos for you just to see the track.
There's a
but,
couple big tabletops. There's a roller section that's really fun.
Yeah, the
It's
roller
cool.
sections are the ones we don't like. They usually,
Well,
we don't know how to
Well,
hit
my
'em.
class was sketchy in the roller section.
Yeah, we would
One
not-
guy broke
not
both of
recommend
his
what
ankles,
during your class,
you guys
both-
will be fine.
both of his legs.
dude. There's a
Well,
last
last
Right
time
at the
we
end
were
of class, there's a little tabletop right into the rollers, and I told Jeremy that owns the track just to tweak that a little bit because there's a high speed straightaway into 25-foot tabletop into steep rollers, and it's like Henry Hill when you're coming at Henry Hill going a million miles an hour, and it's like up but a slant, and then the backside is so steep, super dangerous. At Budds Creek, it's like a famous roller of a hill, and it's called Henry Hill because Doug Henry like got stuck wide open and launched hundreds of feet off of it.
Oh no.
Because it's
just
sloped
cuts off
like
right
this,
away.
and then it goes like that on the other
You
side.
just have to slow down at the top.
Oh, it's scary. But this situation was kind of same idea. Come out at 100 miles an hour, got to slow down and get the backside of this tabletop just right, and then begin the rollers. And one of my students, he just came in and landed right on the first roller, and right away he was trying to ride like sort of the balls of his feet, but his feet either blew off the side of the foot pegs or they just blew straight off the back.
Ow.
And right away I was like, oh, yep, he did something.
Last time we were at 80K, 3 people went away in an ambulance
Yeah, we were Cam
on
and
the same
for
What
whatever
jump? What
reason,
jump?
Cam,
The track was
well,
perfect.
there were a couple different jumps. Cam and our friend Will, they did the intermediate expert class. Josh and I were in the beginner class for big bikes, and Josh and I were filming for. Well, I really just film anywhere. I don't
Yeah,
film
you
stuff
never
Cam.
film what I tell you to. You film everybody
Right.
else that's faster than me.
So we were going, and Josh and I
More
see this guy.
excited.
He like lands rear tire on the back. So like now they have like a corner step down, then a big tabletop. It was the opposite way. So they had a tabletop, then a step up, and then that corner.
Yes. Yeah, yep.
And so he landed off the tabletop, landed on rear tire, and then kind of like front came down, bounced forward, got sketchy, and like right into the face of the step up. And it's like his knee was all messed up. He was bleeding out of his face and everything. And like we stopped and watching that, we were like, wow. And then the next moto, there's that first tabletop that's like right as you're getting onto the track.
Mm-hmm.
And the jump is like, or the landing's kind of blind and it's really steep. And I don't know what happened. There was one person that went off and they had to be taken off in a stretcher, and then throughout the entire day there were just people falling left and right after that. And
Yeah, I think you get a lot of
ambulances were coming.
slower, like real new guys going there. Because that track's pretty safe for how jumpy it is too. It's safe.
Yeah.
Like that tabletop step up thing you're talking about, they reversed it. Now it's a cool little step up that you seat bounce out of the turn.
Yeah.
And they made that tabletop huge.
I
Yeah,
can't
It's
wait.
such a nice floater now. And then
They
the
made
one
it
by
like
the clubhouse,
Yeah.
the one that was
Yeah,
right the
yeah.
right-hander, now that's after the rollers coming into the left-hander. That's a huge... It's not that big.
You have
but
a little,
it-
you have
Yeah,
a little,
no,
you have a
it's
little
big.
more space to accelerate though, right?
Oh
coming out of
yes, too much so. Like you could
Yeah,
jump
that's the
that.
thing. We
You can
were-
now jump that tabletop well over the fence and off of like you could jump
Right into that bus that sits there.
oh
Right to the
Yeah,
80K
right.
bus, dude.
easily.
That's a great track. That's probably our favorite, just because the lines are insane.
We haven't hit MX 101 yet, though.
We haven't done that. Do you?
Well, no,
have
we
you
did
ever-
that last
Do you like
year.
sand tracks?
Yeah, I don't ride them often.
We gotta go to Sandbox.
Yeah,
bro.
you guys were
You should go
showing
to
me that.
Sandbox.
I'd like to do a school there.
We gotta go to Sandbox.
It's sweet.
I mean, it is so over our head, but it's so much fun.
Have a lot of fun there.
Really deep sand.
It's the gnarliest sand track I've ever ridden for sure, but it's a blast.
One of the only sand.
It's just so fun. It's so fun, man.
No, we've hit.
Have you guys ridden Southwick?
No,
Sorry,
I wanted
dude.
to last year.
we were thinking of going last
1208.
year.
Oh my Lanta.
I might nap on your couch, bro.
That's okay. You can do that. Did you? Yeah, no, I wanted to go last year. It's the closest pro national we have. So.
Southwick's cool. It'd just be more fun if there were more jumps, but sand is fun. It's totally different.
It's just hard. I actually almost got sick at Sandbox because I went too hard.
It's just super physically demanding.
Yeah.
Like, it's a totally different ball game. In a hard pack track, you can kind of get in a rhythm and sit down sometimes, and like,
yeah.
I could ride pretty fast and not exert that much effort. There's no way to ride sand without exerting a lot of effort.
Mm-hmm.
Even being like as smooth as I try to be, you're still going to exert a lot of effort because you're stuck standing up a lot of the time. Yeah, it's tough. But any questions from the peanut gallery before we shut this down? You guys had so many questions before we... Yeah, I always use flour for my filler. Anytime where there's... I need to fill a space. Like, there's always weird gaps. Yeah, so like... Where's the camera? Can the camera see?
You're gonna have to go up
probably not.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So the dog bowl.
Anytime there's any empty space, like I just try to fill that with the flowers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then this one, I have that same weird gap that I got to try to fill.
Line.
But yeah, I have the line on the outside, which is
what the frick?
The cool, calm, collected one with the blue eyes, and then you got the one on the inside, which has got the red eyes and like the crazy one.
That's exactly what I was planning on getting.
That's
literally
sick.
Just the roaring lion and the bicep.
I got this one in Ecuador earlier this year, and I had a vertigo attack right when I finished it, and I get such bad vertigo attacks that I have to like shut down like my whole day. Like, I gotta lay down, close my eyes. The first time I got it, I thought I was dying. I like went to the hospital. I was throwing up. If I move, I'll throw up. So I have to lay there and try to focus on a point and just like focus on breathing. And if I move my head this much, I'll throw up. Whoa. So I got done with the tattoo. As soon as I got done with the tattoo, I stood up off of the tattoo chair, and right away I was like, uh-oh. And I looked over. The guy doing the tattoo couldn't speak English. I looked over at my buddy that was with me. I was like, "Can you bring me to the front door now?" He's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Just bring me to the front door." And I basically like doing this to get to the front door, and then it's like Ecuador is a third world country. Like, this tattoo shop is like the stairs looks like somebody took a freaking cannon to them. I open up the door, and then it's these just falling apart steps. And I think I like skated down a couple of them like on the back of my heel, and then I was like out in the fresh air, and then I laid down, and I was pouring sweat. And he came outside, and he's like, "Do I need to take you to the hospital?" Like, they were freaking out. They did not know what was going on.
Right.
I was like, "No, I'm having a vertigo attack. I just have to try to ride this out." And they're like, "Are you sure? Are you sure? This is crazy."
Yeah.
And they had to carry me back in to the tattoo parlor, and they had the couch like where the waiting room is. I took a nap on the couch for like 4 hours, and they had me all wrapped up in a blanket. So this poor tattoo guy is like having his customers come in, and I'm just sleeping on his couch right in the front.
A weird American sleeping on the couch.
Everyone's probably like, what is this kid's deal? And then I ended up getting deathly ill because from the vertigo attack, it took so much energy out of me. It just drained me. And that was the day after I landed too. So I was at elevation, which Quito, Ecuador is like 10,000 feet. It's like some ridiculous amount of elevation, like more than you'll ever experience. So that was probably draining my energy too. So then I didn't have an appetite, but I was like, I gotta get something in my system. So I started drinking these shakes, but it was made with ice. And then also I think there was some water in there. But if you have water when you go to Mexico or Costa Rica or South America, you got to be very careful. And it freaking messed me up. I was there for 7 days. I was deathly ill all 7 days.
Wow.
Dang. Whoa.
Why'd you go to Ecuador?
To teach. So I had 5 classes scheduled. We had to cancel 4. I did one day, but I was so useless. I felt terrible. Yeah, I'd gone there. It was my second time going. I've been there twice now. And Mateo, who I've now made friends with, he's come and visited me in the U.S. Super awesome. Love the kid. Went there the first time, and we sold out a class for like 4 days or something. Had the time of my like. It is so fun there. You go out at night to like get dinner and then hang out after, and it's not like a bar environment here. I know like you haven't even got to experience it because you turned 21 and we're quarantined.
Right.
But the vibe you get here when you go out is typically a bunch of like douchey guys that are trying to pick up girls and be creepy and act cool. And then you have the girls like doing their own thing and trying to avoid those guys mostly. In Ecuador, everyone is talking with everybody, and there's just like music, like just music that makes you want to dance. Even though I don't dance, I don't know how to dance, and everyone is dancing, and like it's so cool. It's so much fun, and there's no creepy guys. It's just a bunch of everyone's talking and being nice to everybody, and man, I love that place.
Well, listen, dude, I would love to do this again at some point. I know we'll have an opportunity eventually, just because of all the stories that you've told me of like you growing up and going and riding in different countries and all that stuff like that. I don't know if you've talked about that anywhere else. I'd love to do that. I would love to do that.
There's so many.
So don't do it within
the peanut gallery kind of failed us today. They were supposed to ask us questions.
Dude,
don't do that. Don't talk to anybody else about it. Let me be the one. But we'll do this again and talk about all that
There's
stuff.
so much. We didn't talk about anything. I have so many.
We did not talk
stories.
about crap, and that's because Aaron had 7 Trulies.
dude.
Well, the more true. What I'll do is I'll come prepared next time, and I'll take some of that nerd rope.
Yeah, we spent so much time talking about that.
So then I get to talk my head off.
I'll take some of my nerd rope, and then I'll also drink some Trulies at the same time.
No, wonderful.
And I'll be
Double whammy.
I'll be chatty.
We'll have something.
Rock to the cock, baby.
Or you'll have a...
Rock to the cock.
That should be the title of the podcast.
Well,
that was interesting.
Oh,
Camera's over here, buddy.
I need one of these over here. The camera's probably like, what? Where is he looking? There's a monitor that way.
You could have just pointed at the monitor. And then it would probably, it's over there.
How much of a delay does it have?
A bit. Just clap, dude.
Alright, for those of you watching, we're going to do more of these eventually.
We got to. Every time we're up here, bro.
And we won't do it so late. I know you guys just watch the whole peanut gallery just yawn the whole time.
These guys are...
Bro, I yawn. I kept yawning and then you'd yawn.
Hey, this was a spur of the moment thing. Okay, this
But
is the first podcast I've ever,
been a part of.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
we'll
late,
get...
is what it is.
Okay.
It's 12.
It's late.
It's 12:16.
And we
My
gotta be
normal
up.
bedtime is 7:45.
Good grief, man. That's a personal problem.
You got to get up at what?
Also, it's really hot down here.
I know. There's no AC down here. It sucks.
I'm waking up at 7, so I got time to sleep.
So next time, I'm gonna steal Andy's mics, and then we'll have everybody will have a podcast mic,
That's a good idea.
which will sound way better.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Maybe come with like a few questions.
why?
I don't know.
This went great.
I'm bad at like just coming up with questions.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you
You're
could
thinking
even
about it
have
too hard.
you could have 3 or 4 bullet points, and those could carry a whole 2-hour, 3-hour conversation.
That's
true.
what just happened.
That's just what
Basically-
We talked about 3 things in the last 2
Yeah,
hours.
basically.
We talked about weed, we talked about dirt bikes, and then we talked about... That's it.
Dirt bikes. We just kept on going back to dirt bikes.
You
the
know,
whole time.
the problem is we wasted a lot of good conversation at dinner.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean? Like, you guys asked a lot of your questions at dinner that could have led to good stories.
Yeah.
Oh well, now we know. Next time, podcast before dinner.
Oh, I have a
during.
story for
Or
the
during.
freaking ages,
What is it?
What?
and I don't know what just made me think of it.
I don't
And
know.
I've never publicly told this story. Have I told you about when we went to Switzerland?
That's so
the money.
broad, dude.
We got to edit this.
No, you would know if I had told you.
I don't think so. Was this you for your 18th or 21st birthday?
This was
Then
this
no.
last year for my birthday, my 26th
Oh
birthday.
no. I guess we're not done.
No, I'll save it.
No,
No, you gotta tell it.
Okay, listen.
You're gonna forget.
You can save it, but you can't forget about it.
It's the greatest story I have.
We can edit this. Dude, we can edit this into the beginning of the freaking podcast.
Dude, tell us now.
No. I just hyped it up too much. So you guys are, I got to undersell it. I oversold it.
So you're not going to tell
I
us.
can't tell it because you guys are going to be underwhelmed.
Okay, we'll save it for next time. That's where we're opening in the next podcast. Done.
Greatest story
Good?
I have.
Yeah, it's good.
This first one's rock to the cock, and the second one's the greatest story he ever had.
So I found I found a lot of money, and like a bunch of stuff.
Wait, are you going to tell the story right now?
No, I'm just telling the premise. A bunch of stuff happened with the money and a lot. Like,
Preview. Get people in.
I didn't take the
Found money in Switzerland?
Just don't. Next
Okay,
time. All right, we're
all right.
done. Call it. See you guys.
Okay, bye.